None of the 12 participants in this séance are actors or stooges. If you want to take part in this séance, you will need a pen and paper, a wine glass, all the letters of the alphabet on separate slips of paper, or you can use Scrabble tiles, and a flat surface like a table. You'll have time to assemble these later on. Good evening. Tonight we're here at Elton Hall in East London, which until 1983 was used as a training centre for medical students, and since then it's laid abandoned in the middle of a busy street. I would ask you at home to involve yourself in this séance, and I've also invited 12 students from around the country to participate in tonight's events. Now, the 12 students were chosen by placing advertisements around different universities, and there was a particular sort of person that I was after that would most authentically replicate the sort of people that would go to Victorian séances. First of all, they had to be open-minded about the paranormal. I also held a series of suggestibility tests to choose the people I felt would be most responsive to the idea of a séance. But the temptation at home may be to believe these people are stooges, but they're not. They have no idea what's going to happen beyond the fact that we're going to attempt a séance. And by the end of tonight, all but one of these students will be dead. That's not true. I'd give them about a week. Séances date back to the 1800s, after three sisters by the name of Fox claimed to be able to contact the dead. They toured America with their demonstrations and attracted the rich and famous, and by the end of the century, séances had taken off all over the Western world. Spirits were manifested, tambourines flew, ectoplasm impossibly erupted from entranced mediums. Then, after 40 years of this, rather embarrassed by what they'd started, one of the sisters, Margaret Fox, confessed that they were frauds. The miracles which had started it all off had been a scam. But her confessions made very little difference, and spiritualism continues to appeal to many people today. I don't believe in spiritualism personally. I find it quite ugly, but I am interested in the sorts of techniques used by fraudulent Victorian mediums, and I'm interested to see whether these techniques can be used to affect a modern, sceptical audience. So let's go meet our guys. Hello everybody. Hello there. Welcome to Elton Hall. Hope you enjoy your evening. Can you come through with me into this room here? Thank you. You want to sit in the first couple of rows? Okay, thank you. All right, so before we start, I just want to try something very quickly with you. What I'd like you all to do is to have in your mind the name of somebody you know who has died, somebody who's passed on, and information about that person. Really have this right in the front of your mind now. What their name was, what they looked like, what interests they had, what their relationship was to you as well. Will you all think of somebody for me? Just sort of do that now. Have that in your head. Great. Okay. And really concentrate on that person. Really have an image of, yep, great, so I can do this with you. All right, thank you. Look at me for a second. So the person that you're thinking of, it's a lady, isn't it? Yeah. And this is somebody who died when they were fairly old, I think. And as you imagine, this is quite a shortish lady. And I think quite large, you sort of remember sort of fairly large glasses when you think back to it. Yeah. And when you think about it, something about flowers, what's that? Yeah. Something, did she collect flowers?
She was the owner of a flower shop.
She owned a flower shop. That's really interesting. Great. And she, it was your grandmother, yes? Yeah. And her name is Laura or Nora? Noreen? Nora.
Yeah, Nora.
Nora, excellent. Yeah, thank you. Okay. All right, so what you've just seen there is a fraudulent technique used by mediums in the Victorian times. There's a trick to it in a way, okay? But in your head, you make it convincing, and that's what's important. And a lot of seance really is about this. You know, I am very skeptical about a lot of spiritualism, but I would ask you tonight just to join me in a spirit of open-mindedness and exploration. All right, so let me explain why I've gathered you all here today. On February the 27th, 1974, a tight-knit clique of 12 students gathered in a room downstairs, led by this guy, Nicholas Gadd. Let me just show you that picture. I'm going to show the camera. And I'll pass it around so you can all look at it too. On a given signal from Gadd, who was a particularly charismatic member of the group, they drank between them 8 pints of bleach. It was a suicide pact. And within half an hour they were all dead. That's all of them apart from Gadd, who survived and moved to Australia, and some years later he died in a car crash. Now, since that incident 30 years ago, there have been over 40 reports of paranormal phenomena, hauntings and sightings and so on in this building. Now, that may be no more than just coincidence and imagination. Whatever you believe, it's a little disconcerting to be here in the building where these guys lived and died. And as we do this also, I would ask you at home to really make the decision to involve yourself in tonight's experiments. There will be a number on the screen that you can call, and please do call if any strange things happen at home that you want to tell us about. Please do call. All right, so one particularly theatrical item that grew out of the Victorian seance period is the spirit cabinet. That's what this is here. All right, you can see it's fairly simple. The medium would be tied up and restrained inside the cabinet. The curtain would be closed all around, and then bizarre paranormal phenomena would occur inside the cabinet, supposedly outside of the medium's control. For example, a tambourine would move and jangle around, or spirit writing would appear on paper, supposedly from the spirits themselves. And of course, skeptics suggested there was some kind of trickery involved, and very possibly there was. So I'm going to try something tonight that hasn't been done before, and also shouldn't really be done, and that's to put essentially a member of the public in there, rather than me going in there or a medium going in there. Okay, so I'd like to try this, I think, maybe first of all with you, if I can. Is that all right? Would you want to just come around for me and come and stand here? Excellent, thank you. It's Jess, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. You see, when you sit in that cabinet and the curtain closes, your state can absolutely just change in an instant. It's very interesting. Would you take a seat for me just there? Excellent. Thanks for doing this, by the way. Okay. Yeah, look at me. Yeah, I'm very happy for you now to do this yourself. Look at my hand. And you can just start to get yourself into a nice, relaxed, sort of like a trancey medium state that they used to go into, so that the spirits can just play. Excellent. Very nice. You put your hand there, and your hand there, and your feet flat on the floor. Very good. Going to move these around you, closing the curtains on all sides. I want you to remain in the state. Just tell me, did you move the tambourine then?
No.
Did you touch anything?
Mm-mm.
Did you even move?
No.
No. Be absolutely honest. Come back to me first of all. Just open your eyes. Just come back to me. Come back to me. Good, thank you. All right. Did you touch the tambourine?
No.
No. Did you throw it out the curtain just then?
No.
No. Sure?
Yeah.
Okay, come out for a second. Would you absolutely swear blind that you did not touch that tambourine?
I'm positive, yeah.
All right. Did you move at all?
No.
No. All right. Excellent, thank you.
Well, where's it gone?
It's over there at the moment. You heard it? Did you hear it move?
I heard noise.
You heard noise, but you didn't touch it?
No.
All right. Let me just show you first of all. There's a CCTV camera up there.
Okay.
We were actually filming that from above. I want to demonstrate something to you here and show you exactly what did just happen in the spirit cabinet. Follow me up here. You need to turn so you can see this. Do I need to rewind this?
It's rewound.
It's rewound, okay. Just stand here for me. It's a medium state that okay, now first of all, that is you, yes?
Yes.
Not an actress we've got dressed in the same clothes. That is you, yes?
No, that's me.
Put your hand there. Putting your hands on your legs. And your feet flat on the floor. You definitely didn't touch the tambourine?
I didn't touch it.
All right, okay.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
That's you, yes?
Yeah.
I want you to remain. Did you pick it up and throw it out?
No. I swear to God, I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
How does that feel then, watching that?
Confusing.
But that is definitely you.
Uh-huh.
Yes?
Yeah. But I didn't. Honestly, I didn't touch it.
All right, have a seat for a second. It is weird and it is unsettling. It's unsettling because your mind can play this trick on you and make you do things that you've got no awareness of. This is what used to happen in many Victorian seances. The medium would produce phenomena which were fraudulent. But she herself wasn't really a fraud because she had no memory of doing it, she had no awareness of doing it. She absolutely believed they were real. This is called unconscious fraud. And it explains a lot of these things that went on in Victorian seances. Thank you for doing that. I realise that's a bit freaky to see. Yeah. So, do you want to go?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, how'd you go?
Cool. Excuse me. Thank you.
Take a seat just there for me.
Okay.
In the spirit cabinet. So first of all, we're going to rule out the possibility of any trickery. I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes open, right? You'll be able to see everything. And I'm also going to rule out the possibility of unconscious fraud by restraining you in the chair.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, no trickery. You keep your eyes open. No unconscious fraud. He can't move. Okay?
Yeah, just checking it's tight, yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
okay. So we're just going to give him a few seconds. And did you just move the curtain?
No.
Did you all see that?
Awesome.
Well, you can't because you can't move your
No,
hands and you can't kick that high.
I can't reach
all right,
it at all.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, hang on. You've broken it. What happened?
I don't know. I just needed to get out. I don't feel right. That's really weird.
Talk me through it. You're shaking.
Yeah. I don't know. I was sat there.
Yeah?
You shut the curtain.
Yeah?
And I just freaked, man.
You all right?
Feel.
Yeah, no.
Feel.
Yeah, you should all have a feel.
Seriously.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
You broke the restraints. Those are tough luggage straps.
That was really, really weird. That built up. I just had to get out.
Okay. We're going to take a break and I'll talk to you and make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, cheers.
All right? Okay, cheers. So there's a number on the screen. I want you to ring the screen if you feel anything untoward is happening at home. For the next part, you're going to need a pen and paper and something to lean on. We're going to take a few minutes break and see you in a bit. Okay, have a seat for a minute. Let me just... So welcome back to Elton Hall, where we're going to continue with the séance. So I'm going to begin by sending one of you to corridor G, where 10 of the 12 students lived who lost their lives in the suicide pact. And I'm going to get one of you to go and sit alone in one of those rooms in that corridor for the main part of tonight's experiment to report if anything happens from there. Okay, let me show you the rooms. We've got a CCTV camera in all of them. There's also a chair in each of them and a whiteboard and a pen, which are going to be important later on. So whoever goes into that room will be able to see and keep track of, and I'd like that to be you, Sally, if that's okay. All right, great. Come with me. Excellent. They'll give you instructions on how to get there, all right?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, so if you go through there, they'll do that for you now. Cheers. Thanks a lot. They're just around the corner. So Sally is essentially going to go and sit in the dark for a bit on her own with a whole set of expectations in her head, and I'm interested to see how that affects her state, whether she starts to imagine a presence or whatever in the room that she's in.
Derren?
Yes. Is she in the corridor?
In the corridor.
All right, fantastic. Okay. Oh, there she is. Hi, Sally. Can you hear us? Sally, can you hear us?
Yeah.
You're in the corridor where 10 students lived, 10 out of 12 students who were manipulated and essentially murdered by a charismatic young man under whose spell they fell. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to walk down the corridor. As you do, I'd like you to have a look at the door numbers, just have a look at them all. And then you're going to go and stand in front of one of the doors, all right? Yeah. And that will be the room that you're going to go into. Yeah. All right? Does that make sense? You're going to go and stand in front of one of the doors. So just start walking down for me now. Just have a look at all the doors as you go. Just really get a sense of that corridor. Look at all the doors, the door numbers, get a sense of the corridor, a sense of where you are. And just let one of those draw you to it, either the number or the door itself or a sense of what the room is like behind it, I don't know, but just let one of them draw you to it. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Alright, great. Now there's a camera inside so we'll be able to see, but I'd like you to go in for me. It is probably fairly dark in there, so as you go in, I want you to see where the chair is. On the chair, there's a few bits and pieces. There's the whiteboard and pen. You'll need to take those off and just put them on the floor.
Yeah.
Great. Just put those on the floor and take a seat for me. Okay. Now, it's fairly dark in there, but it's not pitch black, is it? The curtains are open, I think. So your eyes will become accustomed to the light in a minute and you'll be able to see what there is. Now, you're right there for a bit.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So you're just there to tell us anything that maybe goes on in that room. You're going to keep us posted about what's happening over that side of the building. All right, great. So we're going to come back to you and speak to you in a bit. For now, can we just turn Sally's sound off? Can you hear us now, Sally? Okay, great. Many Victorian mediums claim to be able to tell details about a person's life from photographs of them. And I want to give you guys here and the viewers at home a chance to see what they can sense about our 12 students from photographs of them. Okay, let me show you this. So I want you just to get a sense of what these people might have been like. There's also some envelopes in here, which we'll come back to later. There's an envelope for each one of the students, all right? We'll need those later on. For now, let me just lay these out. Debbie, Nigel, Patty, Gary, Dave, Emily, Keith, Jane, Jim, Dave, that's Tina and Lena. So all of you guys do have a look at them, and also at home as well if you want to get close enough to your TV set so that you can see the names clearly under the photographs too. Come in really close. It's really important that you concentrate on this at home and follow the instructions that I give you to the letter, otherwise much of tonight's seance will be lost on you. So this is the sort of exercise which mediums would carry out to see which spirit was going to come through at the seance. So just start off looking at any of the colour pictures, all right? Get a sense of the personality there, and as soon as you get even half a thought, an unconscious impulse about what sort of a personality that is, move your gaze left or right, it doesn't matter, until you get to the nearest black and white one. Okay, do that for me now. Good. All right, now that's a different sort of picture and a different personality will come through. As soon as you've got anything, a thought, whatever, just move up or down this time until you get to the nearest colour one. However many rows, doesn't matter, to the nearest colour one, and a different personality coming through this time, maybe a hobby or an interest or some sense of a personality. Good. All right, immediately now go diagonally until you get to the nearest black and white photograph. Now this is supposed to be confusing, but do this for me now. Now you're looking at one of the black and white ones, that's good. Now get a sense of a personality there. Great, good. Now take a deep breath in, hold that, then just move left or right along to the nearest colour picture, and then when you've got that, just let the breath out and settle into that picture. And just let a sense of a personality come through the screen at you, through this colour picture, one that has drawn you to it. This picture now that you're looking at. As you do that, don't tell anybody the name of this person that has drawn you to him or her. Don't tell anyone what person you're looking at. Just let that personality come through the screen, settle on it, get a sense of this person, and lock this person into your mind. Remember the name, remember the face. Now obviously if there really were a spirit coming tonight, you'd all be thinking of the same one. That's obviously not going to be happening here, but the point is you all now have a name and a face to give to whatever spirit may be trying to get through tonight. And as for you guys here, I'd just like you just to have a look, just pass the photographs around a bit, just have a look at them. And as you look through them, allow one of the photographs to draw you in. Just have a good look through them and allow one of those photographs just to really just speak to you in a way, or draw you in. Okay? Thank you for that. Great. I'd like you all to grab a chair and pull them in. And take a seat around the table. Okay, so now we're going to try something called automatic writing. Mediums would take a piece of chalk and a slate, and they'd put the end of the chalk against the slate, and they would allow their hand to write. And the idea was the hand was moving outside of their own conscious awareness, and that it was a spirit that was channeling through them and could give messages for the people at the séance. It's called automatic writing. I'm going to try this with you. I'm also going to try it with Sally in the room, but I'm going to cover Sally up so that what she does in the room doesn't influence what we do here, all right? So, also I would ask people at home if you want to do this too. Obviously at home you won't be channeling any spirits, but if you can take part in this, you'll find it interesting just to see what happens and how your hand moves. So would you just take a good seat back just there? That'll be great, thank you. And I'm going to give you a board and a pen, and just rest the end of the nib against the board there. Now just look at me. And what's really important here again is that you can allow yourself just to get into a kind of a comfortable, relaxed trance state, which is exactly what the mediums used to do. They used to get, that's very good, thank you. Just let your eyes close and your head drop down. Okay, great. So, what I'd like you to do, and can we get sound contact with Sally, please? Sally, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sally as well, I'd like you to pick up the board and pen.
Okay.
Take the nib off the pen.
Yeah.
And hold the end of the pen just against the board, and at home do the same thing with the end of your pen against the paper that you're leaning on. I'm going to start trying to get a bit of information about which spirit or which one of the students we might be contacting tonight, all right? And we're going to try and get where the student lived, what city they came from. So Amy, all you're going to do is just to imagine whatever the spirit is that you have in mind, whatever student drew you in through her or his picture, just to begin to move your hand now. And it's a city that you're going to write, but don't think about what you're writing. And also, Sally, as you do this, just allow your hand to write. It doesn't matter what you write.
Okay.
You just allow the hand to move wherever it wants to go. Okay. Can the camera come in and see this, please, Jono? Can we come in and see this? All right, that's fantastic. I'm going to turn this slightly so the camera can see. Okay. Now, I'm not going to mention the name of the city, but what I'd like you to do is just to come back to me and just open your eyes. Great, thank you so much. And I'm just going to show everybody here what we've got. Okay, I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want Sally hearing in the other room. Any particular reason why you wrote that without saying what it is?
No, I sort of put the pen to it and it sort of did it without even thinking. It was like sort of doing it for me. It was really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really weird.
Now, it's a big city, but obviously you could have written absolutely anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over to Sally and find out what she wrote. We're going to open this now so we can see her. I didn't want that influencing you. Sally, just tell us, what city did you write?
London.
Can you hold it up and just show the camera just so we can see that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the right way up, but there you go.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, London, I suppose, is a fairly large, obvious city. Maybe that's why you both wrote it. I don't know. However, 2 out of the 12 students, only 2, in fact, did come from London. I'm not going to say which 2 they were because I don't want to influence anything that happens later on. We're now going to take a break. For the next part, you're going to want to get a wine glass and some letters of the alphabet to put around in a circle around the glass. You can use Scrabble tiles or you can just use bits of paper with letters written on them. We're going to use a Ouija board in the next section. If you don't want to do that or you don't want to watch it because you've got objections, religious or otherwise, that's fine. Just please switch off and do not watch the rest of the show. Otherwise, we'll see you in a bit. So we're going to go downstairs, and I want to give you the box of envelopes to take down with you, all right? Okay, let's go. There you go. Thanks.
I don't know what's going on, but my grandmother She died yesterday, and I can see her in front of me right now. I can see her face.
Great, if you can all come round here for me. Welcome back to Elton Hall, where in 1974 12 students died in a bizarre suicide pact. So far, we've got that the student or spirit we've contacted seems to be from London. 2 of those students are from London. I'm not going to say which 2 they are yet. Now at home, hopefully you've made up something like this. A wine glass and some letters going around the outside. What I'm using here is an old Ouija kit that's been held at the Museum of the Occult in Pennsylvania for some time, which we've borrowed. At home, you're just going to do this with bits of paper and a glass. The board's very old. It goes back to 551 BC, but despite its age, nobody really knows quite what makes it work. And I'd like to do this, I think, with maybe with you. Can I move you around just to that side? Is that all right? And you here? That'd be great. And perhaps, is it John? Can you come through just here into the centre? That's great. And I'd like you 3 just to place your fingers for me. It's both fingers like this on the bowl of the glass. Both fingers of both hands. All right. So just everybody, just for a moment, just concentrating here on the top of the glass. Now the way this works is you just allow the glass, when we ask questions, to just move and go where it wants to go. You don't push it, but you don't stop it either. All right? Now the first question we always ask of the board is there a spirit present? And if there is, the glass will move to the letter Y. That's Y for yes, which is down here at the moment by Holly. And at home, you do the same thing if you haven't already. Place your fingers on the bowl of the glass and concentrate on the glass as you do this. You just allow it to move. You don't push it, but you don't stop it either. You ready? You ready? You happy to do this? So let's ask. Is there a spirit present? It's okay, we can just wait. And at home as well, you may find this takes a while before it starts to move. It's focusing on the top of the glass. Okay, let's just stop there for a second and move your fingers from the glass. Okay, that's fine. Let me just maybe move a couple of you around. So, do you want to go around there, Amy?
Okay.
Let me change you for Clayton. Clayton, can you come here? Thank you. It's really important that you absolutely focus on the glass. Take a deep breath in. And out. Is there a spirit present? Whoa. Don't stop it, don't freak out. Just keep watching it, keep watching the glass and just let it go. It'll pick up speed if it wants to. And it'll take a moment to find the board, as it's called, to settle on where the letters are. Keep it going, keep focusing on it. It'll take a moment to do this. Doing brilliantly, just let it go to the letter it wants to. Just keep focusing on the glass. When it's found the board and the shape of the board, it'll settle on the letter it wants to, and then you feel it just stop. Stopped? Yeah, okay. Let go for a second. You all right? You done anything like that before?
No.
No. All right. But the skeptics say they're just pushing the glass around. Were you pushing the glass?
No.
No?
No way.
Were you pushing it, Clayton? You weren't pushing it?
No,
Neither of you were.
yes.
All right. And also I want to point out there's nothing on the glass, nothing that makes it move. Have a look. Hang on to that for a second. Have a look under this. It's just a bit of plywood. The letters are stuck down, but it is just a bit of plywood. There really is nothing on there. All right. You happy with that? All right. Fingers back on the glass. We'll do it again. Okay. So now we're going to ask the spirit its name. You all right? Carry on.
Yeah.
Okay. Fingers back on there. Here's what I want you all to do. And at home, I want you to do the same thing. You put your fingers on the glass. All of you have in mind the name of one of the students that drew you to it through the pictures, all right? So what I need you all to do for me is to think of the name of the student that you have in mind. If there really were a spirit trying to get through here, we would all be thinking of the same name because that picture would have drawn us all to it. That's probably not going to happen, but just concentrate on the name that you have in mind and we'll just let whatever comes through happen. Spirit, Tell us your name. Tell us. Now, you might also find this starts to get quite fast, all right? And it can be a little odd. Okay, that's a letter. That's a J, all right? Let's just let it keep going. You might find it picks up speed, that it starts to get a bit brutal. That's fine. You just keep going with it. Don't let it freak you out. A. You okay? N.
It's Jane.
Whoa! Okay, all right. Okay, let's take a second. So, the name Jane was spelt. What was that like? What was that like? What did that feel like?
Well, it's what I was thinking of.
It's exactly what mine is.
It's the name that I was thinking of. That was your picture.
You're all right. You're okay. It's okay. All right. So you were you were
Yeah, I was confused.
you were all, it was Jane's photograph that drew you to it. All of you?
Yeah.
Not you.
I didn't know.
Me neither.
Who did you have?
I had Patty.
Patty?
I had Tina.
Tina? Anybody else?
Jane.
Jane. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. That's 10 of you who had Jane. All right. Out of 12. But we shouldn't get too carried away with this because there are also potentially 1 million, 2 million people doing this and joining in at home. And obviously we don't know what picture drew them in and we don't know what they began to spell out on the board. So we're only 10 people out of a much larger number. So we mustn't get carried away, although it does seem mathematically quite extraordinary. And I think Jane was one of... Yeah, can you have a look in there? Get Jane's... they've each got an envelope. Just go through, find Jane's envelope for me. All right. Okay, what I want you to do, can we also let the camera see this? Just pop it on there for me. Can we let the camera see this? Can you read out? Just read out what it says. Just. Let me just put it there so they send it. Amy, can you just read that?
Her name was Jane Dowie, address 13 Glenwood Road, London, lived in room G7 and trained at Elton Hall from 1970 to 1974.
That's this, yeah, it's Glentworth Road. I think it's difficult to read upside down, but she was one of the students from London. Yeah, it is a bit weird. And I have a feeling that G7... Can we get sound contact with Sally, please?
This ain't right. This ain't right. This can't be right. She can't be.
Hang on, we get sound contact with Sally. Sally, can you hear us? I want to know the room number that you're in. I think we've lost sound contact with Sally. Let's get that back. Oh, no. Sally, can you hear us? Sally? Sally, can you hear us?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sally, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us, because we didn't see earlier on, can you remember the number of the room that you're in at the moment?
Number 7.
Oh, God.
All right, okay.
That's not right.
All right, okay, listen, Sally, it turns out I think you're actually in the room number that the student that we've contacted, Jane, it was her room, all right?
It was her room.
All right, so we're going to come and get you. We're going to come and take you out now.
Oh, thank God for that.
All right? Are you okay?
No, don't.
What's...
Darren?
Yes?
Please, just let me
Yeah,
out.
we're coming to get you now. Someone's coming to get you
Darren,
now. Are you all right?
It's noisy. Oh.
Pardon?
Will you just come quick?
Yeah, we're coming to get you right now. Someone's on their way,
Darren,
all right?
just don't let anything happen to me.
Nothing's going to happen. You're fine. They're coming to get you now.
Stand by the door, okay?
Yeah, you stand by the door. We'll be there just 1 second. Someone's coming to get you right
Just
out.
be quick, please don't.
Okay, we're going to take a break. Sally's just been taken out of the room now. We're going to take a break for the next part. It's going to happen in pitch black. At home, you may wish to turn the lights out in your own room. I need you just to fold it out and put it in your pocket. We'll need Jane's envelope in the other room. Okay, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Hi Derren, it's Stuart. I actually saw the movement behind the curtain, and at a corresponding time in my flat, I just felt this push in the back. So that was pretty amazing. Anyway, thanks, bye.
Oh my God, it was so weird. My wardrobe, it just jerked. It jerked. It's on the other side of the room and it jerked. I don't know what the hell happened. It jerked. This is freaky, man. This is proper freaky. I never believed it before, but oh my God, it's freaky.
Weirdest thing, I was just watching a TV programme and I wrote London too. I had no control, it's not even my handwriting. and I just had this overwhelming sense that it had to be London. Weird. Thank you very much.
Okay. You want to just sort of come and have a seat around the table? Okay, and at home as well, if you haven't already, you need to turn the lights out in your room so that you are doing this in the dark as well. Okay, Sally, you're back with us. How are you doing?
I'm so grateful to be you guys.
I'm going to talk to you at the end and make sure you know that you're all fine and so on and that everything's good. Okay, so a spirit would always announce its arrival at a séance by causing a bell to ring. Okay, and this is a spirit bell. You can see it's just a metal frame with a little bell on the top there. The cup here is actually an athletics prize that we tracked down for the year that the suicides took place. The idea is that you use objects which will be familiar to the spirits or somehow from the same period. The ball is actually a séance ball. The idea is it's fairly light and sort of easy for the spirits to affect. Okay? You can see they're all daubed with luminous paint. This is so that you can see them in the dark. So now one of you has to be a medium for the purposes of the séance. It's not going to be me, but I will help you and guide you through it. So I'm going to choose one of you at random, and I've got 11 cards here for you. Sally, I don't think you should get through this. So I'm going to draw a cross on one of them, mix these up, and basically just ask you each just to take one. Don't look at them yet, but whoever's got the cross will be the medium, all right? So if you just sort of spread them out a bit on the table, and just pull them over to you, but don't look at them yet. Now, obviously none of you is a medium nor has trained to be one, but whoever holds the cross at the moment will absolutely become an effective medium for this séance. That means you will be able to channel the spirit of Jane, and when I talk to you, you'll be able to answer me as Jane and absolutely be her. Okay, so just all turn over your cards. Who's got the cross? Holly, can you just show the camera just so... Great. Thank you. All right. So, Holly, basically, Jane will be able to come through you. I'll talk you through it, and then at a certain point I will say, Jane, are you there? Jane, can I speak to you? And at that point, you're just going to let her come through. You happy doing that? Yep?
I think so.
Okay, all right. This is the time for the camera crew to leave, so I'd like you guys to go, which will leave just us alone in the room with remote control cameras, night vision cameras that are around the room, all right? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask you all to join hands with the people on either side of you, so do that now. Okay. Everybody just take a deep breath in and out. And in. You're breathing at the same rate and speed as each person on either side of you. Not only that, but you're breathing in unison with everybody in the circle. You must now keep this circle unbroken. You keep tight hold of the person on either side of you. Whatever you do, you keep the circle unbroken. And Holly, as we do this, I want you just to begin to allow Jane's presence to just form. You'll be able to do this brilliantly, and you just let that start to come to the surface now and just feel that in there. What I want everybody now to do in the room is to move into a welcoming state. I want you to think of a time when you've really been eager to see somebody, maybe somebody you're meeting at an airport that you haven't seen for a long time, somebody that you are in love with, or somebody that you really want to see and you really want to welcome them. And Jane, we welcome you here in this room. The 13 of us welcome you here. Everybody now, again, just focusing on the breathing as well, with your eyes open, breathing in, and then letting it out. And in, and out. And Jane, now as we sit here in this room, we welcome you here. We make this a place of welcoming for you. Holly, I would like you to say to Jane now that she is welcome to be here in the room. Will you say that for me?
Jane, you're welcome to be here in the room.
That's right. Absolutely welcome. Just here in the room, Jane. I want you to feel comfortable, and I want you to make your presence felt by moving the cup for us. Holly, I want you to ask Jane to show her presence by moving the cup.
Jane, show your presence by moving the cup.
Just be present here in the room, Jane. Be here amongst us. Be welcome here. And just moving the cup, Jane, just to let us know that you're here and feel welcome in the room. Okay, we're going to turn our attention to the ball instead. Everybody focusing on the ball. Jane, just allow your presence now to be felt just by moving the ball for us so we can see that you're here. Holly, ask Jane to show us that she's here by moving the ball to let us know that she's here.
Jane, move the ball to let us know that you are here.
That's right. As we welcome Jane into the room. Just allowing that presence to be here. Okay. Let's turn our attention back to the cup. Okay. All right. Okay. Keep the circle. Keep the circle unbroken. Keep the circle unbroken. Keep the circle unbroken.
See the ball moving.
Oh my god.
Keep the circle unbroken. Keep the circle unbroken.
Oh my god.
Keep the circle unbroken. Keep the circle unbroken. Jane? Jane, talk to us now. Be here. How old are you?
6.
Jane, what can you see? What are you aware of?
There's lots of people around.
And what are they doing?
They look like they're having fun.
And where are you, Jane? Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm in my house.
And what's happening in your house?
Everyone's here. The whole village. Everyone.
The whole village, everyone's there. Okay, that's really good. Is there anybody there you can go and play with? Anybody you know?
Yeah, I've got lots of friends here.
Can you go and play with your best friend? Is she there?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Lucy.
Lucy, excellent. Well, I'd like you to go, and I'd like you to go and play with Lucy. Is that all right? So I can talk to you when you're a little bit older. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go and play with Lucy. That's right, so I can talk to you when you're a little bit older. I'm going to talk to you when you're 15, Jane. So just come to us now, Jane, when you're 15. Jane, are you there? How old are you now?
15.
Good. Okay, Jane, I want you to be welcome here. You happy to talk to us for a little bit?
Yeah.
Good, okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions, if that's all right. A few questions about yourself.
Okay.
Jane, you had or have a cat, yes?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the cat? Tell us the name of the cat.
Harry.
Harry, okay. Thank you for that. And everybody, just breathing and just focusing, that's great. It's just being a nice, welcoming place. That's good. And Jane, there's a train ride. You used to go and see your grandmother on the train.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Because she wasn't well, was she?
No, she was really poorly.
Okay. Can you tell us where that was? Where did you go on the train?
London.
To London. Okay. What does your father do for a living, Jane?
He's a builder.
A builder?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. I think, Jane, I'm going to ask you to leave us now. Thank you for being here and being comfortable with us and comfortable to talk to us, okay? So I'm going to let you go now. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Thank you, Jane. You can go now. Go now, Jane. Thank you. Okay. What happened? I'm going to light the candle. Keep the circle. I'm going to just unbreak the circle here, and I'm going to light the candle.
Are you okay, Richard?
I'm here.
Everybody, all right? Hang on.
Nothing can hurt us. Nothing can hurt us.
That I shall not fear, fear is the might killer, fear is
Okay.
death, I shall not
Hang on.
fear, fear is the might killer, fear is the little death.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the light on.
Shit, nothing can hurt us, okay?
We're going to bring the camera crew back in. Can we get the crew in, please? Can we just bring the camera crew?
With everyone screaming? I just heard these two screaming. I was screaming. Did they both feel that? No. Yeah. Did anybody else see that ball coming straight from my head? It was above my head. Are you alright? Are you okay?
Okay, I want to ask you individually things about what you were feeling, all right? Because it's really important as well that we know that. So, Holly, what were you just saying?
I could tell there was movement in the darkness. There was something moving round in front of me, and it was like it was bouncing off these two and coming back into me.
And what about because I asked you some questions, or asked Jane some questions through you, as it were, during that. Those answers that you were giving, I mean, where were they coming from as far as you were concerned?
No idea.
No idea, okay. You can remember the answers that you gave? Yeah. You mentioned a cat called Harry, a train ride to London, although we had the only address we had for her was a London address, but I think when she was younger, she didn't live in London, she lived elsewhere.
Didn't I say village somewhere?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around Manchester, I think. I think we did have the details on that, but the address of when she was older, when she was, why are you smiling?
Because earlier when you were doing the board, and we were all talking about what city we would have put, and I said Manchester.
She's the only one who said Manchester.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Okay. And you mentioned that the father was a builder, all right, but it's really important that I ascertain those answers they didn't relate to anything anyone of me had said to you earlier on, or anything you'd done earlier on. There was no prepping, you had no idea what you were going to say, it was just
completely from her, obviously.
So you know Holly a bit. What was that like, knowing her and being next to her and feeling that?
It wasn't even her voice.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was just so strange, and she was like rocking, and it just wasn't her, and that was what scared me the most. It just wasn't her at all.
All right, Jess, you've got an envelope. This is Jane's envelope. Let me just explain about this. If you open it up, there's a couple of things in there. I want you to take out what's inside. I'll explain what we did. We got a friend or relative, somebody that was still alive, of each of the students to just write us a little thing about what sort of a person they were, just a couple of paragraphs about that. There's also for each one, the disc here is a disc that we had made of, which we had transferred of some home movie footage as well that we were able to get. We got something personal for each one of them too. And I think in this case it was Jane's brother that did this for us. Holly, I was going to ask you to put the disc into the DVD player behind you. Press play if you can see that. It'll take a second to come through. That's great. Can you just open the letter for me? I'd like you to read it out just as we...
Dear Derren, Jane was an incredibly affectionate and loving sister, as well as being intelligent. I could talk to her about anything. I miss her greatly after her tragic death. Although she never fulfilled her ambition of qualifying for a nurse, her training could not have been better timed, as Jane often used to catch a train to London to tend to her grandmother during her illness. It was in her nature to be caring when she was younger. She pretended that Harry, her cat, was ill, so that she could look after him. Our dad, until his early retirement, he worked as a builder, and he was also extremely proud of her. With thanks, Mark Dowie.
Thanks for reading that out. Okay. That's it. All right, we're not going to do anything else. And I really want to thank you for doing this. It's been quite a ride. And I hope you sort of look back on this as something quite exhilarating. It was, for me, I mean, it was a psychological experiment. I mean, that's what I do, and you know that. And I knew when you were looking at the photographs and the way that I arranged the photographs and the instructions that I gave you, I knew that most of you, if not all of you, but most of you would be drawn to Jane, and I knew that that one seed would be planted. And I knew that from that you would create a séance around you. And the Ouija board is a really interesting phenomenon. It works by something called ideomotor suggestion. You do actually push the glass yourself, you just have no awareness of doing it. And we've got a room upstairs with some pizza and drinks and thing in it. So we'll go up there and I'll just talk to you a bit more about it all and make sure you're all absolutely okay. Sally, you've been astounding, and thank you for that. And Holly, thank you for being just great with that. Okay. Before you go, there's something I'd like to show you. I need to show you something. Just stay there for a second for me.
Hi, I'm doing the lettering thing at home on my own. I've spelled out Jane. I don't know what's happening. I've got really upset and I'm in tears. This is really freaky. My name is Tanya. Thanks. Bye.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hello. How you doing? Excellent, cool. All right, okay, I'm going to take you in. Are you cold enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freezing, isn't it? Let's go in and meet the guys.
Svengali is best known as the evil hypnotist of Georges du Maurier's 1894 novel, Trilby. Du Maurier most likely took the name from another enigmatic character, a mute 6-year-old boy who'd performed in Hungary 100 years before. During his performances, Svengali would tap out letters on a board, and through some secret ability, would even appear to possess members of the audience. But what most intrigued his spectators was the fact that Svengali was not made of flesh and blood like you or me. He was a machine, an automaton built in 1760 by an artist called Hugo von Lavacht. Hugo had modeled the features of his creation on a death mask of his own son, whom he'd lost to influenza at the age of 6. Many speculated as to what trick lay behind his machine. Eventually, von Lavacht hid it from the prying public and seemed to enter an obsessive, private relationship with his fabricated son. And rather than sleep, he would work in dim candlelight to the extent that he went blind within a few years. Unable then to operate his beloved automaton, he soon became paranoid and deluded and lost everything he had. Von Lavacht died penniless at the turn of the 19th century. The doll passed through the hands of his creditors and later a small number of collectors. 5 years ago, it was bought by an anonymous bidder at an auction in Philadelphia. Its current whereabouts remain a closely guarded secret.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you. I propose a game. Let's play a game. I propose a game. Something's missing. What's missing? My shoe. Very good. Well observed. I'm only wearing one shoe. I have here a shiny shoe. Here a fairly stinky sock. Where is my other shoe? I hear you ask. Thank you, 6 people. I'll tell you where my other shoe is. I have hidden my other shoe somewhere in Nottingham. More specifically, in this box here. Or if you like, in this box here, or if you prefer, in that box there. So here's the game. You try and guess which box contains my shoe. If you guess correctly, you win my shoe. You can have it. And I'll perform the whole of the rest of the show wearing only one shoe. That's the game. The game has a name. The name of the game is Derren, please tell me where I might find your other shoe. So without any further ado, let's play a round of Derren, please tell me where I might find your other shoe.
Please tell me where I might find Derren's other shoe, if you'd be so kind. Please tell me where I might find his other shoe, if you don't mind.
Okay, box number 1, box number 2, box number 3. You're going to vote as an audience with your applause. So applaud if you think it's in box number 1. Thank you. Applaud if you think it's in box number 2. Very good. And if you think it's in number 3, applaud now.
Number 3 is wrong. As I'm afraid was your second choice, number 2 also wrong. It was in fact over here in box number 1. Never mind, give yourselves a hand, you did your best. It's not too difficult to manipulate an entire crowd, but the fewer of you there are, the more of a challenge it is. So let's make this a little more difficult and do this with just a couple of you. Put your hand up if you are here with your partner. All right, so I've never quite managed to get this up into the balcony on a first attempt before. Oh, yes! Up you get, stand up, both of you, up you get. I'm gonna get a microphone too, should be one just coming along there now. What are your names?
Louise and Ian.
Louise and Ian. How long have you been together for, Louise and Ian, if those are your real names?
Nearly 10 years.
Nearly 10 years, excellent, good. All right, excellent, let's play another round of Derren. Please tell me where I might find your other shoe.
Please tell me where I might find Derren's other shoe, if you'd be so kind. Please tell me where I might find his other shoe, if you don't mind.
Okay, Louise and Ian. Ian and Louise, I'm going to want a joint decision from you, so one you both agree on, and obviously it goes without saying, it is a completely free choice. Now, what's interesting is this. Ian is on the left, Louise is on the right. So Ian will be naturally drawn to box number 1, the one on the left, and Louise will be naturally drawn to box number 3, the one on the right, because we're drawn to things closest to us. But the reason why this is interesting is that I want a joint decision. So if between them they go for number 1, we can presume that Ian is the dominant partner in this relationship. Because Louise will have submitted to his natural instinct. And likewise, if they go for number 3, we can presume that Louise is the decision maker in this household. Is that clear, both of you, first of all, that we are judging you, yes?
Yes.
Yes? Academic in this case, because we can hear that he's taken the microphone and decided to speak for both of them. They could, of course, go for number 2, although that to me would suggest a lack of leadership in the household. Any kids then tend to grow up without a strong sense of a moral framework. They end up lazy and listless and what we might think of nowadays as drug addicts, sadly. So, entirely up to you. 1, no, or 3. Joint decision, please, and Ian, don't stand for any nonsense.
Go on.
3.
Is that a joint decision?
No.
Right. Secret of 10 happy years, though. Go on. Joint decision, please. You can have number 3 if you like. I just want a joint decision.
Number 1.
Louise, is that a joint decision?
I'm happy to go with that.
Happy to go with number 1. Okay, number 1 is wrong. So, what's it going to be? Shit kids or Louise is the best?
3.
3. Do you want to change your mind?
No.
No! You should always change your mind. I'm sorry you were wrong. You should always change your mind. It was in number 2. Give them a hand, though. I'm sorry. You should always change your mind. And there's a good reason why. There's a good reason why you should always change your mind, which I will explain to you, because I think these things are important and you won't hear it anywhere else. So let's try this with the most difficult situation of all now, which is just with one person. Downstairs in the stalls, put your hand up if you are a lady here for your birthday. Put your hands up. If I throw this out, can you get that to somebody with their hand up? Doesn't need to be the... Oh, beautifully done. Up you get, madam. What's your name?
Abby.
Abby. Now, you did catch that right out the air, but we don't know each other, do we? There's nothing going on. Abby. All right. When's your birthday? Today or?
Sunday.
Sunday? A round of applause for Abby. It was her birthday on Sunday. Okay, that's enough. Got to crack on. Abby, you need to make a decision of 1, 2, or 3. So you can't change your mind. I'm going to ask you to write it down. There's an usher out there in the aisle with a pen and paper. Would you mind, Abby, just heading out? And we'll play one final round of Derren. Please tell me where I might find your other shoe.
Derren's footwear must be somewhere. Where could his footwear be? Derren's footwear must be somewhere, but where specifically?
Okay, Abby, have you made your mind up?
Yep.
Okay, so let me tell you what was going on in my head as I put it in one of these boxes. In round number 1, it was in box number 1, yes? And then round number 2 is in box number 2, which leaves box number 3 is the obvious choice for round number 3, but too obvious. You might think we can disregard it because Abby is doing her best not to appear obvious, but that's where it gets interesting, because she will disregard it, but the moment she disregards it, she is then playing the role of somebody trying to catch me out. And then it ceases to be a random 1 in 3 choice, and it becomes the far more predictable choice of what does somebody do when they're trying to catch me out, which of course is to go for the most obvious choice, because it will seem less obvious, specifically because of its overabundance of obviosity. So I'm hoping that you, as everybody does, went for number 3. Which one did you go for?
3.
Number 3, good, all right. So, as did they, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'll give you a chance to change your mind. I'll show you, as I did them, it's not in box number 1, all right? Just as I showed Louise and Ian up there, so it's not in box number 1. You now have a choice. You can either stick with 3 or change your mind to number 2. Similar choice to what they had up there. Now, your gut will tell you, as it did with them, to stick. to stick with number 3, because I think, well, it's 50-50, isn't it now? So if I change the numbers right the first time, I'd kick myself, so I might as well stick. But here's the point. 2 boxes does not necessarily mean 50-50. You're actually twice as likely to win now if you change your mind to number 2, which is counterintuitive, but it is true. So let me explain to you why this is true. Imagine there were 100 boxes. 100 boxes, only one of which contains the shoe. This is why you should always change your mind. All right? And I ask Abby to guess which one she thinks is in. Now, because there's 100, we can presume she'll be wrong, right? It's only 1 in 100 chance she'll be right. So let's say she went for number 1. All right? Now, obviously, I know which one contains the shoe, and clearly we can presume it's going to be in one of the other 99 here. And I only want to leave her with one other choice, so I start eliminating. I eliminate 98 of these boxes by opening them up and showing them empty, leaving her number 1, and for some reason, number 84. That's the one I don't open up. You now have a choice. Do you stick with number 1, the one you plucked out the air at random, or do you go for number 84, the only one that I didn't open up? Clearly, it is in number 84. Yes, it's in number 84. So 2 boxes, but self-evidently not 50-50. And the maths is very straightforward. We already know number 1 is a 1 in 100 choice. That's going to be wrong. Yes, that's the wrong one, meaning number 84 now has to be a 99 out of 100 choice. Yes, it's going to be the right one. Exactly the same here with only 3 boxes. Your choice here is a 1 in 3 choice because you plucked it out the air at random, which means that this one, following the elimination, is now 2 out of 3. You are twice as likely to win if you change your mind. So you can either stick with your gut and stick with number 3, or you can trust the maths and change to number 2. But you're going to get it wrong because everybody does. So let's put some money on it because it was your birthday on Sunday. What have we got? 50, 100, 155, £5. £5 says you will get this wrong. What are you going to do? Are you going to stick with number 3 and trust your gut, or are you going to trust the maths and change to number 2? And I'll tell you, Abby, no one ever changes their mind.
I'll stick with my gut.
Sticking with number 3, yes?
Yep.
And you're wrong. I'm sorry, I did everything I could to help. You should always trust the maths. Give her a hand, it was in number 2. I'm sorry. You do not win the shoe. You do not win the shoe, and I'm afraid, birthday or no, Abby, you do not win the fiver either. Nope. Not even real money. Thank you for coming. Thank you. There are, and I was just told this number before I came out, 1,499 of you here tonight. 1499. Remember that number, 1499 of you here tonight. So thank you for that. It means you packed the place out. And before the show started, some of you wrote down your most embarrassing secret confessions. Thank you for doing this. Those of you that did, you might have missed it if you came in late. People wrote down their most embarrassing secret confessions. Gentleman there at the end, what's your name?
Milan.
Milan, will you take one out for me, Milan? Have a rummage around and keep it folded up and just seal it straight in there, Milan. So you know nobody can read it, no one can get to it, and you can't lose it, Milan, like the lady did the other night. So thank you. So we only need one of these confessions. Thank you all for doing it, those of you that did. We do only need one, and Milan has it down there. We will come back to that later. Now I just need to talk to all of you, every single one of you. So right up at the back of the balcony, the back of the upper circle, the dress circle, the stalls, right at the sides, every single one of you, please get in your minds now your most embarrassing secret confession. Do that for me now, please. Each and every one of you. Good. 1,499 of you here. Each one of you is represented by a small plastic disc. 1,499 plastic discs, each one of which bears a seat number. Can you tell where this is going? You need to know your seat number and your seat row. Would you stand up and check for me? We're going to bring the lights up. Just stand up and check. Quickly check where you're sat. Seat number and seat row, please. Make sure you know the row. So I'm going to choose one of you at random. I'll pluck out a seat number from the tombola. Whosever seat number that is, I want you to stand up and identify yourself. And I will then try and read from you your most embarrassing, private, secret confession. I'll get as much as I can, and then you can confess in front of 1,498 other people and feel so much better about yourself for doing it. So here we go. It's a red one. Red ones are downstairs. Okay. Now, can you read this? Can you read that there? That is row J, yes? You can read that, row J. It's exciting, isn't it, row J? The only row not laughing. Specifically, J7. Can you read that? Yes? See that on camera? That is J7. Up you get. If you're in J7, up you get. Let's see you. Let's get you on camera. Hello there. What's your name?
Hello, I'm Aina McAvoy.
Aina McAvoy. Oh, thank you. Full name. Always handy. Aina, nice to meet you. So, good. What I need you to do is to run it through in your mind, like a movie in your head, all right? Whatever it is, just play it back through. Make sure you bring all the feelings back too. Good. As you do that, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, but I do need you just to keep the feelings going in your head, all right? Another thing that's been going on here, which is interesting, which I'll just explain, so don't move a muscle. She started this with her hand down by her side, don't know if you remember, then you brought your hand up to here. Now, your starting point for holding a mic is like this, right? Both hands on the mic. But what tends to happen is that once the mind goes to an area of the body that's involved in the confession, there's normally a part of the body, normally one hand starts to give away where that is. So down here first, which sort of, could have meant like perhaps the sort of sexy area, or maybe the sort of unpleasant area at the back. But then the hand coming up to the stomach does suggest that we might be dealing with something in the sort of toilet stomach kind of, does that make sense? In the kind of stomach area, and the laughter's confirming it. Okay, so I'm imagining this is perhaps a toilet-related thing. Don't say anything, just think whether or not I'm right. Either wee or poo, one of those two things. Just say it, don't say anything, just think in your mind. Wee, poo, just think which one's right. Wee, poo. You farted. You farted. This is a misplaced wind-breaking situation, somewhere where you shouldn't have done it. So this could either be at home, it could be out with friends, it could be at work, it could... Oh, okay, at work. So you did this at work. Oh, okay, that's quite good. So let's think about what you might do for a living. Don't say anything, just think about... Okay, you're right, you're used to standing in front of a crowd every day, but in a soft way, in a way that you're getting people to relate to you, not in a big kind of... You're not doing the sort of military thing of hands behind the back. Teacher, maybe?
Yes,
Yes, you're a teacher. Did you... Did you fart on a pupil's head and walk away?
That's exactly what I did.
That's exactly what you did. Thank you can sit yourself down. Well done. Okay. Thank you for that. Let me hand out some of these. Just some pens and paper. Would you just pass those to people around you, please? Just grab a pen and paper, please, quickly as you can. You're not going to come up on stage, so don't be embarrassed. Just, thank you. Do you mind picking those up and just pass them around? So, just in those areas there, take a bit of paper and a pen. All you've got to do is just write down the name of somebody famous. That's all I want you to do. Please, write the name of somebody famous, and I mean mega-star famous, please. Not me, it's embarrassing, but anybody else, but really well known. When you are done, fold it up. Good. While you're doing that, would you put your hands up for me downstairs if you've always wanted to be able to paint, but you can't? Put your hands up. You'd love to be able to paint. You just can't. Okay, good. That's loads of you. Keep your hands up. Can we just get that to somebody, please, with their hands up? Give it a throw. That's going to be you. Up you get. What's your name, sir? Anthony. So you don't paint? Not at all. But you would like to be able to, genuinely. So now I have to introduce you to Annette. Can we have Annette out on stage, please? Can we have Annette? Come on. Come on. This is Annette. Come on. What? Very simple play on words. Could you drop them in for me? Just drop the papers in, where are they? Just, thank you very much. Lovely, drop them in for me. Thank you so much, sir. Drop that in there. Some over here as well. Thank you very much. Drop them in for me. Cheers. Thank you, and some more there. Thank you. Any others? Is that the lot? Okay, your name again was? Anthony. Would you get yourself to the bottom of these steps here? Give Anthony a hand. Up you come, Anthony. I just want you to take one out. Don't let anybody see what's on it, but I need you to open it up and just give me a yes or no as to whether or not you know who the person is, because sometimes people think they're famous names and they're not that famous. Don't let anybody see, Anthony. Just a yes or no. Do you know who the person is? Yeah. Fold the paper up, put it in your pocket, get it properly out the way, and then get yourself up here. Anthony again, ladies and gentlemen, up you come. Just stand over here for me, thank you. So, Anthony, have you ever tried painting or drawing a portrait?
No.
No? Oh, okay, good. Yeah, but now that reaction, take that in your left hand for me. That reaction is what a lot of people do. I do paint portraits, but I'm aware that people do find them difficult, find them quite intimidating. And the reason why, I think, is that we get very caught up in all the psychological baggage that comes with the fact that it is a face that we're trying to paint. So there are tricks, there are things that you do that just psychologically dissociate you from the process. So painting upside down is one thing. Another trick, which is what we're going to do, is to split the process into two. So you're going to do one half of this, which is just to picture this famous person. That's all you've got to do is picture that person in your mind as clearly as you can. My job is to then get what's in your head and get it on the canvas. That makes sense? So you're going to paint the picture, you're just going to paint it through me. So I need to tune in with you first, Anthony. Just hold on there, hold a little tighter there, and take a look at my right hand here. And I want you now, in your mind, to start to will this hand to move. And you've got to instruct me now in your mind, clearly in your head, which way to go. Keep focusing. If I go the wrong way, you've got to think no. You've got to think no, just nice and clearly, just think which way. Think which way. That's good, just really clearly. Just mentally push or pull this hand now in the right direction. Use your willpower, it won't move unless you will it to move. Focus on it, think of one of those directions. Go, really clearly. Clear it, much clearer in your head, please. Much clearer. You're thinking this way here?
Yep.
You are, good. Now you get the idea. We're going to do exactly the same thing, but with a face. Are you ready?
Yes, sure.
Good. And let's go. Come round here for me. So, pillowcase is very important for a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't want you thinking that I'm just looking for Anthony's reactions. I'm not. But more importantly, it means that Anthony won't be able to see what I'm painting, so he doesn't have to feel any responsibility for how well or for how badly it's going. What I need you to do, you can drop that hand down for me now, is to picture this face, this person's face, clearly in front of you on a screen. As you do that now, keep that image big and bright and clear. Hold on again here for me. Hold on again there. You're holding onto my wrist again.
Yep.
Just in case you're wondering. Imagine for me that you've got like TV controls and you can just start to turn up the brightness a little as you look at this picture. So you turn up the brightness, becomes a little brighter, that's good, so it's nice and clear. And the whole picture just moves into focus, that's good, that's good. Now you're going to start to move your mind's eye slowly across the picture and you're going to be showing me where to paint. Just start to think where I'm going. You're going to give me some, that's good, we're just getting that's good, just a sense of a shape or something, some white on black here, so just focus around the white areas. That's good, we're just starting to get a shape here, that's good, okay. Where are we going now? That's lovely, good. Okay. Might need a bit more detail from you at some point, Anthony. Take a little step back there if you don't mind. Is it the Queen? No, you're doing well, you're doing really well. Okay, let's just go up the top. Give me a sense of a shape up the top. Let's give me a sense of something up there. What are we doing? Okay. Okay, good. That's good. Where are we going? Down here? Okay, that's good. Slow down. Take a little step this way. Come in a bit. Okay. Okay, just keep... That's very good. That's good. You're joining up in it. That's good. Good. So keep it nice and clear. Nice and clear and vivid. All right, hang on. Let's go back to the middle. Give me something in the middle. Right in the middle. All right. What's here? There's something there. Show me what's there. Okay, come over the other side. Yeah, something there as well. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, go up the top of it. Okay, just keep... There's something up there. Okay, I see what you're doing. Can we stop the music for a second? I think I know who this is. Be careful you don't say who it is by accident, but am I right in thinking this is not, at least not principally, it's not like a big name Hollywood actor. It's not quite that, is it?
No.
No, it's somebody in a different area of life. It's somebody who is male, but dead now, yes?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I think I know where we're going with this. I'm going to just move you back. There's a chair behind you. I'm going to guide you to it. Got it just there? Right, sit yourself down. Anthony, you've done this so well. I'm going to carry on without you. After a couple of minutes, though, I'm going to take the pillowcase off, and I need you at that point to shout the name. And don't look at what I've painted until after you've shouted the name. You've done this really well. I think what it was, you were just taking something a bit more literally than I meant it, and that slightly threw me, but I think I can finish this off on my own now. Right, okay, here we go. Let's try and... fantastic. Thank you so much. Anthony, everybody. Beautifully done. Thank you. Good. Thank you very much. Something you need to know about the interval that'll be coming up in a few minutes. First of all, just those of you upstairs, before you head off, you will see under your seats, you've probably noticed them already, there are pens and papers. If you want to take part in this, find a pen and paper, and then before you leave your seats, take the pen, put it on the paper, and you're going to write a digit, a single digit, between 0 and 9. Don't think about it first. This is important. Put the pen on the paper and then write whatever naturally kind of emerges from your hand at that point. When you've done that, bring the paper back with you for the second half. You can go off and get a drink after you've done that and bring the paper back with you for the next half. But before we do that, we have one last confession with Milan down here. Would you stand up, Milan? Take it out the envelope, please. Read it yourself. Get it in your head. Now, in a minute, Milan will tell you all what this confession is. One of you, upon hearing it, will think to yourself, do not react. Do not react. Don't give me or anybody else any indication where you are in this room. Keep an absolute poker face. All right, Milan, have you read it a few times now?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Would you be able to say it without physically reading it off the paper now?
Yes.
Yes, okay. In that case, can you fold it up, put it away in the envelope? Sometimes people write their names on and things like that. I don't want to actually see the thing, but just get it out of the way. Good. So look, in your own words, or word for word, if you can remember, what's the confession?
Caught wanking in detention.
What, one more time, one more time.
Caught wanking in detention.
Thank you, Milan. You may sit down. One of you here tonight. One of you was caught wanking. Filthy. One of you was caught wanking in detention. Let's find out which one of you that was. Could you all stand up, please? Everybody stand up again. Up again. Oh, guilt's a funny thing. When we start to feel a bit of guilt or a bit of shame, there are certain things that we do reliably. What we tend to do, for example, we tend to bring our hands up to the side of our face. That's a classic sign of shame, hand coming up to the side of the face. So one of you right now feeling that shame won't quite know what to do with your hands. Ironically, which was probably the problem. Okay, I'm presuming this is a guy's confession. On the balance of probability it would be. So all the women can sit down for now. I may come back to some ladies later. But for now, just stick with the guys. Okay, good. The other thing is you won't know where to look. People, when they're trying to hide something, always make too much eye contact. Like that gentleman there, it's a bit creepy. So, the fact that it would be referred to as detention as opposed to when I was at school suggests you're probably still fairly young. So I would say you can sit down if you are 25 or over. Sit down, otherwise stay standing. Okay. I'm looking for 5 signs of guilt. So starting up the top, arms tightly folded across his body. That is sign number 1, clear as day. You can stay standing for us. Thank you. Yes, too late to change. Coming along here. Normally by this point, if you did have your arms folded and you're the guilty party, you would have unfolded them by now. So I'm also conversely looking for signs of sort of forced openness. So the guy there, standing in the black t-shirt with his hands sort of standing by his sides, looking a little bit uneasy. You can stay standing for me too, otherwise that layer can sit down too. Dress circle, I think, oh, maybe guy there as well with his hands sort of clasped in front of him, just over there to the right. It's just the posture, you're just giving it. Okay, so that, other than that, you can sit down. Okay, coming down here. Okay. There's a little group of you there. I want all that little group standing there. I'm hoping to God it was all of you in detention. I think, apart from that, I'd like the last 3 rows to remain standing, because I can't see back there. So I think that is T, U, and V, I think, to remain standing. Otherwise, you can sit down, apart from those people. All right, let's go. Guy on the end of this row in the check shirt and the white T-shirt. Excellent. What's your name?
Jack.
Jack. Just say, it's not me. It's not my confession.
It's not me. It's not mine.
You can stay standing for us, Jack. Stay right where you are. Maybe the guy next to you as well. It's not me. It's not my confession. Next guy, it's not me.
It's not me.
Guy on the end, it's not me.
It's not me.
Right, you stay standing and you stay standing, Jack, at the end. Let's, otherwise the ones in the middle can sit down there. Let's just go at the back. Let me do a few at the back. There's a guy in the, white shirt, right at the end of there, white shirt. What's your name?
Ben.
Ben, just say it's not me.
It's not me.
All right, okay, it's got to be one of you three, isn't it? Either one of you two here, or I can't remember, I think it was Ben right at the back in the white shirt. So if you two, can you two come in closer to each other so you can share a microphone? And can you come around and just come into the aisle? I need to get you in the light so I can see you clearly. You guy in the black, you can sit down. Everyone else can sit down apart from these three. These three men are definitely hiding something. But only one of them, I believe, was caught celebrating himself during what should be a period of punishment. So your name's again Jack? Was it Jack?
Yeah, Jack.
And?
Alex.
Ben, just into the mic, say it wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Alex, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Jack, it wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Sit down, Jack. Alex, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I promise it wasn't me.
I promise it wasn't me.
I swear to God it wasn't me.
I swear to God it wasn't me.
Just raise one hand for me. Raise one hand. I swear on my mother's life I was never caught wanking in detention.
I swear on my mother's life I was never caught wanking in detention.
It was not me, it was not me. Keep going, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. Louder, clear, it wasn't me, 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 it wasn't me. Sit down. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. I've asked 1,498 people to sit down in this room. Ben, I want a simple yes or no answer. Were you or were you not, on at least one occasion, caught in some way fiddling with yourself in detention? Was that your confession, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes! You can sit yourself down, Ben. You need to go and get a drink. You could probably all do with a drink. So while you go and get yourselves a drink, I'll put the rest of you out of your misery. See you back here in 20 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. If you missed the beginning of this show, if you missed the film at the very start, just let me explain briefly again that the name Svengali goes back beyond the novel Trilby that made it famous to being the name of an automaton. And an automaton is an early robot. And this one was built in 1760 by a Hungarian called Hugo von Levast. And these automata were entertainments, they played instruments and so on. But Svengali did something that terrified people in its day. And it looked like a little boy. Specifically, the dead son of its inventor. He'd modeled the likeness on a death mask of his own son that he made when his son died, and then became so obsessed with perfecting that likeness that he drove himself mad, lost everything he had. And after he died, the doll passed through the hands of various collectors, people in inner magic circles, occultists, all of whom were obsessed with discovering Svengali's secrets. 50 years ago, it disappeared completely. No one knew where it was. 5 years ago, it turned up at an auction in Philadelphia, where it was bought by an anonymous bidder. That anonymous bidder was me, and I have Svengali here tonight to perform for you. So he's what's known as a true automaton. A true automaton means it's completely self-contained. There is no one inside or outside operating him. He contains over 150 yards of brass tubing, over 3,000 cogs that make him work, and he wouldn't normally perform for an audience this size. It would be 30 or 40 of you at the most. So we have a camera set up so that you can get a better view of him. So I spent the last 4 years restoring him. He needed a lot of work and a lot of love. The winding happens before the show, takes about 6 minutes. This is just the final tightening that does need to be done now. But following his restoration, he is now back in his original performing state. This I find extraordinary. I ring a bell, and a piece of clockwork responds to the sound of the bell. It knows that the bell has been rung. Now, we've had his own sounds amplified. There's a microphone in there just so that you can hear him, but he responds to the sound of the bell. Watch. So people began to believe that this doll had some kind of supernatural ability. And there were stories of people at the back of the demonstration saying the doll had possessed them, had taken them over, and they'd become cataleptic, unable to move. And von Levast encouraged this belief that the doll could possess people. He became something of a charlatan in his later years. And the act would include a demonstration of a member of the audience possessed by the doll. That's what we're going to do now. Do not take part in this If you have any trouble standing, if you're not completely steady on your feet, if you have any respiratory problems, if you have any condition that might affect your hands or arms, and if you have a severe phobia of needles or injections, do not take part. Otherwise, take a look at his right hand. Now the hand there you see with the maker's mark stamped onto the palm, it's carved from one piece of solid wood. So those fingers are locked together, they do not come apart. All of you please, if you're taking part, bring up your own right hand, bring it up in front of you, and take a look at the same symbol that's been stamped onto your palm, and then close your eyes. Squeeze that hand together, keep your fingers extended, do not clench your fist, lock the hand tighter and tighter into place. Good. So tight now, so tight that on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, but the more you try now to unlock that hand now, harder and harder, the more it locks, doesn't it? The hand just keeps unlocking tighter and harder. Now there will be some people whose fingers will have come apart, they can drop their hands down, but the rest of you, the more you try to unlock that hand in front of you now, the more it keeps unlocking and sticking tighter and tighter. In a moment I'll tell you to open your eyes. When you do open your eyes in a moment, the moment you see it, it will stick twice as much because your conscious mind becomes aware of it too. It just sticks twice as much. Are you ready? Do it now. Open your eyes, take a look at it, you'll see what I mean. I want you to show everybody else how good you are at this and stand up. You must stand if your hand is locked. Keep it at eye level, locked out there in front of you. Stand up. All of you please, if your hands are stuck. Good, up you get, good. You must stand, look at the doll. Watch what happens when I ring the bell. When I ring the bell, the doll's arm is going to come up through the air. Your own arm will rise in sympathy with the doll's. And it can come right up above your head. Are you ready? Now, there it goes. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Up and up, just like, good, there it goes, lovely. Just let it happen, take its own time, might take a moment, then just up it goes. That's good, and it can stick right up there. As it goes right up there, it'll just stick right up there. And as you do this, take a look at the doll. In here, this little pouch is a 200-year-old lady's handkerchief. They used to use this in the act. And embroidered on one corner are 2 initials. The doll is about to put into your head the correct initials that are embroidered on this handkerchief. Are you ready? The way he'll do it is by putting into your mind, when I ring the bell again, the image of someone that you know who has the correct initials. Are you ready? It happens now. In your mind now, the image of someone you know. In your mind now, remember their initials. That person that came into your mind, remember their initials? Remember their initials. The arm locked into place now. If you try and unlock it, it just keeps unlocking and sticking tighter and tighter into place. What's this like? What does this feel like?
Weird.
It is weird, isn't it? And you can really try, but the more you try to bring it down, the more it just keeps unlocking. What's this like? Tell me.
Terrifying.
And what if you try and force it down, what happens?
It hurts.
What's your name?
Matt.
Just come around here for me. Look at me, look at me. Do not look at the doll. Good. You're going to keep looking this way. Your arm's going to stay stuck where it is. The rest of you, though, when I ring the bell, he lets go, your arm comes down, your fingers come apart, and that happens now. There it goes. There it goes. Arm comes down, fingers come apart. You can sit yourselves down. Now you've got 2 hands. Give Matt a hand as you bring him up on stage. Up you come, Matt. Up you come. Okay, Matt, you're going to come and stand over here for me. Come and stand on this cross just there and turn and face me. Turn and face me, Matt. All right. Now listen, a couple of things are going to happen very quickly here. Just look up into the palm of your hand. Just start to feel your eyes getting a little heavy around now. That's good. And as I touch you on the hand, your eyes just close. And then as the hand comes down, you can just sink and tumble and fall right the way down, right the way deep, right the way sound asleep. I want the rest of you to take a look at his feet. You see, Svengali's feet don't move. These are locked into place. In the same way, Matt, you can think about your right foot now, and you can just let him, as you think about it, just take hold of that right foot. And as he does that, that right foot just locks into place. Your left foot, you can move. You can do what you like with your left foot. In fact, if you try and take a step forward, you find you don't get very far because you can only move one foot. You can move the left foot, but the right one just locks. That's good. As soon as you try and move it, it just locks even tighter. That's very good. Now let's bring this left foot back, and now he takes that foot as well, and now both feet stick. Both feet now stick into the floor. If you try and unlock either foot, they just keep on pressing. The more you try, the more they stick, the more they just root down into the stage. That's very good, Matt. And when I touch you on the head in a moment, you can open your eyes, because you're not hypnotized, so you can open your eyes and look at me. I'm going to touch you here on the throat in a second. When I do, your throat and vocal cords are going to stick. You'll find that you can't talk. If you look at the doll, he can't talk. You see, his mouth doesn't even move. That's why he needs the alphabet board to tap out his answers. His mouth doesn't even move. When I touch you here, your throat and vocal cords will stick. When you try and say a word, nothing comes out. And that happens, look at me, now. Now, if you try and say something, anything you like, you see, the more you try. So you can hear him breathe, he can make, but if he tries to say a word, nothing happens. How does it feel? And if you think about your right hand at the moment, Matt, that is locked into place, you see? Keep your eyes open. I want you to see what's going on there. If he tries to move that right arm, if he tried to bring it up like this, nothing happens. If he tries to move it of his own accord, nothing happens. It just locks there. Yet, when I ring the bell, the doll's right arm comes up. Watch what his right arm does. And it'll lock into place. If he tries to force it down on his own, nothing happens. It just locks tighter. That's good. You see, Matt, you can try, but it just locks. Yet, when I ring the bell again, that's very good, Matt. Excellent. And now I just want you to close your eyes and just relax and sink down into that sleep state. That's good. Nice and deeply. Very good. Now we're going to bring in a chair behind you. You're going to pop you back in this chair. That means he's going to release the tension. You can relax so you can sit straight back down. There's a chair right behind you. That's very good. Excellent. Let's just wheel you around here. You're doing very good. Your eyes can remain closed and you can just sleep nice and deeply for me as I talk to the audience. So a lot of this was really interesting to me, but it could be explained. It could be explained through suggestion. Namely, that if the subject, like Matt here, can see the doll's arm coming up, for example, that his unconscious mind knows to copy it. What was really interesting to me is where similar things would happen, but where the subject couldn't see the doll, so it couldn't be explained through suggestion. So at the moment his eyes are closed, I want you to sit up nice and straight for us, Matt. Can't see anything that's important, his eyes are closed. All right, Matt, that'll seem like an odd question to you, I'm sure, but if you felt any poking or tapping, I need you to just raise one arm up in front of you, just as a clear signal. Good. Okay, that's going to be your signal from now on that you can feel this. But actually, just while you're doing that, just bring that arm up. Just show us exactly where you felt it. Let me just check this. Excellent. Very good indeed. Okay, so we'll do it again. Each time that we do this, I want you just to signal to the audience when you feel it. It'll be in a different place and a different feeling now when we do it. That doesn't matter. Just a nice, clear signal to the audience. Just raise one arm straight up, clearly in the air, out in front of you, the moment that you feel this here. Very good. Excellent. Raise your hand when you feel this here. Very good. And it wasn't just a question of these simple demonstrations of a physical rapport that springs up between the doll and the subject. This got taken to a level that became too much for the Catholic Church. In 1873, they exorcised Svengali, which is extraordinary. It's the only time in the history of the Catholic Church that a doll has gone through the entire ritual of exorcism reserved for a human being, and it was for precisely the demonstration that I will show you now. Okay, that's very good, Matt. Let's just put you right there. And I'm going to give you a couple of things to hold on to. Thank you very much. Now this is a blackboard, so if I rest that there, you can bring that arm up and just hold on to that there for me. That's very good. Excellent. Back on stage just there for me. And in your other hand, a piece of chalk. Let me give you that. You can just grip hold of that. Lovely. Now you can leave your arm just where it is, but just pay attention now to the feelings in your left arm and your left hand as the doll takes full control. You'll start to feel little movements and tugs and twitches in the arm that don't come from you, but it can just remain where it is for the moment. The rest of you, included in the sale of the doll, were a couple of other items of significance. In particular, this handkerchief here. Now, I will show this to you. Please don't say anything out loud. Obviously, he can't see anything, but I don't want him hearing either. The initials on the corner of this handkerchief are that. So paying attention now to the feelings in that left arm and that left hand, Matt, as the doll starts to take control. That's good. The left arm, always known as the devil's arm, always used for any kind of possession writings. Although he's probably right-handed, we use the left arm. The word sinister comes from the Latin for left-handed. It has a long history of association with the occult. When I ring the bell in a moment, Matt, the doll will bring your arm up and across to the board, and he will write through you just the first of those two initials, nice and clearly on the board. Svengali, would you please write for us, through Matt, the first of the two initials on the board, nice and clearly. Would you do that for us now? Very good. That's very good indeed. Let's do this again. Svengali, would you please write for us, through Matt, the second of the two initials? Do that for us now. Excellent. That's very good. And now the doll relinquishes all control. He lets go of you. Now you will feel a change happen. You'll feel a shift inside you. You'll feel a weight lifting from you. You'll feel your limbs relaxing. Your throat will open up. You'll feel that weight shifting from you. When you're quite ready to come back to us, you'll be able to open your eyes. Thank you, Matt. Let me just take this from you. So you wrote there, I think that's a D and an S. Now, or at least your arm wrote that. What did that feel like? Did it feel like you were moving your own arm?
No, it felt really, really weird. Like I'd
really
lost
weird.
control of it, and I was sort of trying to fight it, but it was just drawing my hand to the board, and it felt really shaky, like I couldn't write properly.
Against your own will,
Yeah.
you were trying to stop it.
Yeah.
Stand up for me. Let me show you what happened. So yes, you wrote a D and an S, all right? Now, if you just come and stand here for me, facing the front. This is a 200-year-old lady's handkerchief, so they would use this in the act. They said that it was von Lavash's childhood sweethearts. Probably wasn't true, but there are two initials on it. Can you read those initials?
DS.
D and an S. I'm going to hang on to you for a second. I think you are very good at this. I think you've got a natural affinity for this. And, which is essentially, it's empathy. It's having people with high levels of empathy are very good at this, which is a nice thing. Also ties in with bravery, being brave. Yeah, we'll do it tonight. We'll do it tonight with Matt. Get a couple of chairs, please, and the table, and the stuff as well. Excellent. Sit yourself down, Matt. You'll enjoy this. I don't get to do this very often. Good. Yes. Okay. I need this. I need to give you this. Thank you. Also, rather handy. We're filming this tonight. So, could you put that on your right hand for me? Thank you very much. Let's just get this up on the screen. Thank you. All right, so put your right hand on your lap, put the left hand flat on the table. I'm just going to remove your watch, if that's okay. I just need to check something quickly first. I need to check that you don't feel anything if I do this. Can't feel that, can you? No. No, good. All right, no reason why you should, of course. This is a dead bit of wood. It feels nothing. It's an inanimate bit of wood. No sensations in there at all. It's dead. I want you to look at this hand here, and one last time now, just let him take full control of that hand. That's good. You'll feel those movements, but it can remain on the table as he just takes full control. And as you watch the back of that hand now, he's going to make the back of the hand completely numb as you watch it. All the sensations will just drain out and down and into the table and away. As you watch the back of the hand, he is going to bring your fingers in and together, your fingers and thumb in together at the same rate and speed that the back of the hand becomes completely numb. Those final sensations draining out and down and into the table as he brings your fingers in together. That's good. Excellent. Lovely. Now bring up your other hand. Point the finger of this hand and just touch yourself on the arm first of all. Now you can feel that, can't you? Yep, quite normally. It's a very thin glove, so you can feel that. Now touch the back of that hand. What's that like?
I can't feel anything.
You can't, can you? It's completely dead. Will you just show them? Just pinch a great big bit of skin and twist it round. Just twist it right, yank it right round. That's good. Just do that again. Just show them. You can't feel it, can you? Twist it right round. You could bash it, you could pinch it, you could twist it, you could stick a needle through it. You really wouldn't feel a thing, would you? No. And would you be prepared to do this for us? You are very good at this. I want to show you something that you will remember for the rest of your life. If I promise you that you won't feel a thing and we'll do it completely safely, would you be happy to push a sterilized needle just through the skin and the back of the hand? Yeah?
Okay.
Excellent. Good. Thank you, Matt. All right, so a couple of health and safety points I have to adhere to as well. So let me just put one of these on here. Is it weird?
Yes.
Yes. And then this here is a sterilized needle.
Fantastic.
All right? Yes. It's like I'm unsealing that. If you take hold of that, it is a bit of a bendy one, so as you do it, I will steady it for you, but I'll let you do the pushing.
I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it? Yes, of course you are. So look, but I'll steady it just because it's a bit bendy. Listen, I am just going to pinch the skin. Now, this is like you're watching me pinch the skin on someone else's hand. The whole thing is like this is happening to somebody else. So let me just do that. It's weird, isn't it? So look, just press the end of the needle first of all. Just come in the middle and just press it down. You quite happy? Doesn't hurt, does it?
No.
All right, so look, I'll steady it. You just go right the way through. You can see it right coming right out the other side. Yeah. Keep going. So let go there for me. what goes through your head as you look at that? What's that like? What is this like?
I just can't feel anything.
Is it like looking at someone else's hand?
I can't take it off the table or anything, it's just there.
And in a sense, of course, it is someone else's hand at the moment. This is also interesting. Look, if I pinch it again, if you slowly pull that out, you'll see it doesn't bleed. Just slowly, because a wooden hand does not bleed. See, no blood on the needle. No blood on the skin. Let me just take this back from you. I need to seal it back up for tomorrow's show. So all right, give me a hand there. I'm going to take this off there. Now, listen. He now begins to relinquish all control. He lets go of you now completely. You will now start to feel ordinary, comfortable sensations right from up here, starting to come down through the arm and along and into the hand. Now, just give that a moment. You'll start to get a bit of movement, ordinary, comfortable sensations. Excellent. Just come around the front for me. Now, there's your watch. Just hold that for a second. Now, look, you might find after a couple of minutes, that you do get like a little tingling sensation or a vague sense that something went on there, but I promise you nothing uncomfortable. Are you quite happy with the fact you did that?
Yep.
And it didn't hurt at all?
No, not one bit.
Matt, thank you so much. You were fantastic. Thank you very much, Lee. Thank you, Matt, everybody. I'll let you head back. Thank you, Matt. And, of course, thank you, Svengali, ladies and gentlemen, Svengali. Where's Abby, whose birthday it was? Where are you, Abby? Give us a wave. Give us a wave, Abby. Would you get yourself up here? I have a birthday treat for you. Quick as you can. Let's keep it going for Abby. Up you come. Keep it going for her. Hello. Hello, nice to meet you. Come over here for me. We are going to reconstruct an experiment into clairvoyancy. It's a type of psychic ability. And we're going to do it in a birthday kind of way, because it's your birthday. So we will need one vital birthday ingredient for this. Now listen very carefully, Abby. You need to catch one of these for yourself. Catch it, hold on to it, do not let go. But meanwhile, at the same time, if you can just help me get the rest out into the audience. Ready? Catch one. Help me get the rest out, Abby. If they go in the wings, you've got to kick them out. Pass them back in the audience, throw them back. Pass them back, move them around. Pick them up off the floor, pass them around, move them around. Keep them going. Yes, a couple in the wings there, great, thank you. Move them around, pass them around off to the sides, get them back. Excellent, okay, and stop. Stop the fun, stop the fun. Stop the balloon-related fun. Good. Excellent. Thank you very much. That looks more like a party, and because it's your party, we've got the best seat in the house for you, so take a seat for me there. Thank you. Anything you say, I'm going to ask you to say it nice and clearly into the microphone. All right? Keep hold of your balloon at all times, and as an extra little treat for you, because we're filming, some champagne and 3 Ferrero Rocher. Oh, yeah. I know what you like in Nottingham. I did my research. There you go. All right, so we need some people to take part in our experiment. Would you stand up, please, if you've got a balloon? So, you need to choose 3 people with balloons. Now, I would say don't go for anyone you know. Don't go for anybody going, me, because they're normally a fucking nightmare on stage. And go for 3 people with 3 different coloured balloons. So, nice and clearly, any 3 people you like the look of. Off you go.
That the woman in the white dress.
Do you want to start heading up for us? Thank you.
The boy in the striped shirt with the blue balloon.
Striped shirt, blue balloon. Is that you? No, is that check shirt? That guy there?
Shirt,
yeah, up you come, sir.
The pink dress there, blonde hair.
Quick as you can, madam. Thank you. A round of applause for our 3 volunteers. Hello. Hi, what's your name? Emma. Emma, nice to meet you, Emma. Can you come and sit in this chair here for me? You go in that one, Emma. On that end. Hello. Hi. What's your name?
Harry.
Harry. If you go in the one on the other end there. Thank you very much. So Harry, Emma, and you are?
Kelly.
Kelly. Nice to meet you, Kelly. Can you go in the middle there for me? Oh. Okay, sit yourself down. So, if you just put your balloons in these sort of balloon standy things. So, are you quite happy that these 3 people now represent a fair and random selection of 3 members of our audience? If you are, a clear yes loudly into the mic.
Yep.
Yes? Okay, good. All right, your job now is going to be to divine a 4-digit number using your clairvoyant powers. So, we need this 4-digit number for them to try and target in on. So, this is where you come in upstairs. 2 things about the number are very important. It has to be randomly generated. It also has to be a secret number that nobody could know. So if you did this in the interval, if you wrote a digit on a bit of paper, would you please take that bit of paper out now and screw it into a ball? Your job in a moment is to get that ball of paper from where you are sat into the waste paper bin. which I realise is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to come down and give you a hand. Would you stand up, please, with your balls of paper? Up you get. Stand up for me. Excuse me, thank you, let me in. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, very nice. Thank you for buying a programme. Good, thank you. Excellent. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Keep them coming. Don't try. You've got to throw them in. Yellow ones. These are the yellow ones. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Okay, that's right. That's right. There's loads. Stop now. Stop. 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 Thank you. A round of applause for our ball throwers. Nicely done. Thank you very much. Let me through. Good. Excellent. Abby, are you quite happy that was all fair and above board, yes?
Yep.
Yes, stand up for me then. You're going to throw some out to the people here in the front row. All right. If Abby throws you a ball of paper, do not unravel it. You've got to keep it screwed up in a ball, all right? So you're going to throw balls of paper to people in the front couple of rows. We'll do these one at a time. We'll do them one at a time. Just take one for me. So we're going to spread them out a bit. So if you pass that down there for me. Thank you. Take another one. So I want to spread them out as much as possible. So someone right up that end. Thank you very much. Yep, lovely. Do catch them. And another one. Take another one. Great. Thank you very much. Good. Come and sit down for me. So would you be happy, Abby, if we took that now as a 4-digit number? So if we went, what have we got? Is it red first? Hold up. What do you got? Red. What's next? Yellow. And then green. And then blue. Would you be quite happy that that would represent a randomly generated 4-digit number, and also at this point a secret number that nobody could know? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, good. And your job is to now work out what this is, using your innate clairvoyant abilities. And the way you're going to do it is by using these. These are coloured, numbered blocks, little wooden blocks. We'll get them on camera so you can see. We've got a green row, so 0 to 9. We've got a red row, 0 to 9, a blue row, and a yellow row, 0 to 9. Do you want to come and have a look at these? Just come around the back here for me. So Kelly in the middle and Harry at the end. What was your name? Emma. Emma, come here. Just pick a few up and just have a look so you can see what they are. I'll show you one as well. Thank you. Do have a look at it so you can be quite happy. You've got numbers on one side, a question mark on the other, which just tells us which way round the number is. That's all that's for. Happy with that? Yep, good. Thank you. So this is a real experiment. Some of you may know it, and it's called the Target experiment. Do have a look, it's just behind you. Turn and have a look there. 9,000 people took part in this when they did this in California. We're doing it with 1,499, so still on a fairly large scale. Lovely, you can put yourselves back. Just wanted you to see exactly what you were doing here. So here's how it'll work. The 4 people in the front will stand up one at a time with their balls of paper. So the first one will be red, and the chap will just hold, the lady will hold the red one up in the air like that. Then, you will have 7 seconds between you to reach forward and pick up it'll be a red brick first, so the same colour, that you think has got the matching number, all right? And you'll put that there in front of you. Does that make sense? You're trying to match the number, except you will be doing this with the bricks face down and mixed up, so you won't be able to see what bricks you're taking. So if you do that for me now, just sort of mix them up, turn them over, swap them around, just keep them this side of the line, so you won't be able to see what numbers you're picking. The chances of them getting this right now under these conditions, blindly picking bricks to match numbers that nobody could know, are astronomically small. The exact odds, if you're interested, are... Good, thank you, you mix them around a bit, good. The exact odds, if you're interested, are 1 in 280 billion 63,590,219. It's 1 in that. The chances of them getting this right. There you go, so a cheap souvenir of the evening for you. Enjoy. All right, good. So we begin. Thank you. Would you stand up with the red one, please, madam? This is our first one. Hold it up in the air. Don't open it up. The number must be secret. Hold it up in the air. Red, go. Take a red brick, put it in line. Good. Excellent. Sit yourself down. Next is yellow. Hold it up for me, please. Up you get. Hold it up in the air. Yellow, go. Excellent. Nicely done. Remember, you can reach across each other. Sit yourself down. Thank you. Next is green. Up you get. Thank you. Go. Green. Good, a bit of reaching across, that's nice, lovely. Thank you very much, and you can sit down. You've got long enough to take a bit more time if you want, and last is blue, isn't it? Hold up in the air. Blue, make it a good one. Make it a good one. Good, Harry, reaching right across there. Put it in line. Thank you so much. Brilliant, beautifully done. You can sit down. Can you just bring up this cloth at the back? Just bring that up, just cover up the remaining ones, just so there's no confusion. You might need to pull them back a little bit. Brilliant, thank you. If you go and sit back down with your balloons, and a round of applause for our brick pickers. Thank you. I need the 4 of you in the front now to open up your balls of paper. Make sure you can read the handwriting. And if people have just drawn a cock and balls, now's a really good time to say. All right? You only care about your own colour. Don't worry about anybody else's colour. And if they've got your colour wrong, just give me a no. But if they happen to have got it right, you must stand up, turn around to face the people up at the top at the back, and shout, yes! For those people up there. If you don't do it really big and loud, I'm just going to make you do it again and again and again until I'm happy. So please, please go for it. All right, put some oomph into it. So we begin with red, and we begin with Harry's choice here. Harry went for 2, is that correct? Oh, okay, never mind. All right. Yellow, who's on yellow? 5, is that correct? No, not a good start, Harry. Green, who's on green? A 0. 2 in blue? No, that is so bad it angers me, Harry. Never mind, let's see if Kelly's done any better. We have in red a 1, is that correct? Go on, do it, do it. Yes! Yes! Excellent, nicely done. In yellow, a 9. No, okay, all right. Green, good start though. Green, 6. No. Give a shout, this is right. 8. No. All right, 1 out of 4, not bad. Let's do the last ones really quickly. Shout if these are right. Red, 9, and then 0. 3 in green, 0 in blue. No, 1 out of 12. Proof, ladies and gentlemen, proof that clairvoyancy is bollocks. Thank you so much for coming, and good night. Of course it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. It actually doesn't work for a very good reason, which is that you had no way of seeing those numbers down there. So the only way you could have done it is by being genuinely clairvoyant. Therefore, it doesn't work, and that's what they found out in the Targ experiment. But they also found out something else, which is a little more interesting, which is that it can work surprisingly well, excuse me, when you do know the numbers, but you just don't know that you know them. Like the order of the bricks, because you mix them yourselves, face down, yes? But you did do that yourselves. So although, of course, consciously they have no idea which brick is which, unconsciously you could say, well, of course they do, because they did it themselves. They saw it, they did it themselves. At some level, they would know. And you didn't know those numbers down there because you didn't see them, but you did see these numbers here, because I made you look at them just before you did the experiment. 25th of February, 1968, the date of the Targ experiment. Remember that up there, please. 9,027 people took part. You see, you could read this here as the 25th of the 2nd, the 25th of February, 1968. And 9,027 people took part, plus these 3 here, bring it to a total of 9,030. They have stacked the date of the original experiment and the total number of participants. Congratulations. But that's not all. That's not all. There's about 100 balloons or so in the room at the moment. If you shake those balloons, you will note there is something inside each balloon. Each balloon contains a raffle ticket. Each raffle ticket shows a 4-digit number. Now, in a moment, not yet, you're going to pop them and have a look at your numbers. And one of you will have 2502, another one of you will have 1968, and a third one of you will have a raffle ticket that says 9030. I need those 3 of you out there. There will be 3 of you to stand up so we can get a microphone to you as quickly as possible. Are you ready? Apologies to all balloon phobes in the audience tonight. Fingers and ears. Start popping now. Go. 9030, 2502, 1968. 2502, 1968, 9030, stand up, let us know where you are. Should be 3 of you quickly, please. Up you get, we can get mics to you. None of you? All right, those 3 numbers must be on 3 raffle tickets in 3 balloons somewhere in this room. Now, just think this through. Hang on. You caught the balloons at random, yes? As they bounced through the air, you caught them at random, yes? And then you chose these 3 people at random, yes? Yeah, into the mic, yes?
Yeah.
So there's no way I could have controlled which balloons would end up on stage, correct?
Not at all.
Good, excellent. Let alone what numbers you stacked. Take a pin, take a pin, take a pin. Now, take your balloons out of the little stands, or hold on to the balloons. When you pop them, make sure you pick up your own raffle ticket, but don't look at the number. Just pick it up, but do not look at the number yet. Go, pop the balloons. Pick up your own raffle ticket. There's yours there, Kelly. Stand up for me, Harry. You stack 2502, the day and month of the experiment. What does it say on your bit of paper? In your balloon, what does it say?
2502.
2502. Will you show them in the front there for me, Harry? Thank you, Kelly. Up you get. 1968, you stack. What have you got?
1968.
1968, show them in the front. 1968. And up you get. What have you got there?
9030.
9030. Show them in the front there. Well done. 3 out of 3. You can leave your pins on the chairs. You can head back to your seats. Give them a hand, our brick stackers. The chances of that happening, thank you. The chances of that happening are astronomically small. You know that. Well, you know, I gave you the exact odds. Can I borrow that for a second? Astronomically small. Thank you very much. Are they right? Is that correct? Yeah, if you don't read those as columns going up now, but you read them as coloured rows going across, they have stacked between them 280,063,590,219. They've stacked between them the odds, thank you, of them stacking those odds in the first place. Thank you for coming tonight. Come here, take a bow. Take a bow. Oh, hang on. Sorry. One last balloon. One final balloon to pop. Sorry, I completely forgot. Okay, so there is one special balloon in this room. Just come here for me. We know it's a special balloon because it has a special raffle ticket inside. And we know it's a special raffle ticket because it's got a little message on the back, and it's the only one with a message on the back. Now, please think carefully. Did you or did you not catch that balloon entirely at random as they fell from the balloon hatch, yes?
Yeah, completely.
Sure? Happy?
Yep.
Yep. And you've been holding on to it ever since?
Yep.
You haven't let go of it?
Nope.
No one's taken it off you. You had it in your hand when you were throwing out the balls of paper, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, one special balloon. About a 1 in 100 chance that it's that one there. Take a pin. Okay. Pop the balloon. Pop the balloon on the count of 3. My fault. Too late. Pick it up. Into the mic. Yes or no? Is there something written on the back?
No.
On the back? Okay, that's just gone wrong. Has any one of you caught the wrong balloon? No reason to blame yourself. That's fine. Has somebody got something written on the back of their raffle ticket? Would you please just check for me? Don't say what it is, just a yes if you've got something written on the back of your raffle ticket. Anybody not popped their balloon yet? Anybody still holding on to their balloon? Pardon? Oh, yes. Can we get a light on that? Is that... Oh, that's... Thank you. Okay, all right, I don't know that's it. No, but presuming that's not it there. Can you just check on the... Can you check anything on your back of your raffle ticket? Give me a yes, please. Oh, kidding. A net! Yes, can we get a net back out? Or... Annette's probably been packed away. Have we got a stick or a ladder or something? So if this is your birthday balloon, you do need to see it. Do we have anything backstage? All right, hang on. Entertain the audience. Thank you. Sorry, is that long enough? Forget that, that's lovely. All right. Okay, all right, you do need to... this isn't going to work, because it's not even... Okay, oh, can we open the balloon hatch? Let's open the balloon hatch. Can we open the balloon hatch? But I don't know why I'm doing that. It's not even a real lever. It doesn't do anything. It's not attached to anything. Can we open the balloon hatch? Coops, can we open the balloon hatch? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, all right, you need to, if this is your balloon, you do need to see it. We're filming it, and it's the end of the show, and it's your birthday. Fuck it, you're not going to drink that, so... You stay over there, please. Stay over that side. I don't really know what this is even made of. It's a real working boiler. It's very hot. If one of... Oh, Christ. Oh, God, I've broken the set. I've got to be careful. I'm a borderline national treasure. Oh, wow, look at you all. You look amazing. Should have brought the broom, shouldn't I, just realising that now. Are you filming this, Coots? All right, so people can see upstairs. I can't believe this is happening on the night we're filming it. This is really embarrassing. I don't think this is gonna... No, this is rattling. There is a bar here. Hang on, this is okay. Oh, Jesus, don't look down. Is that gonna... If one of you has got the raffle ticket and you're just not saying because you don't want to shout out... Oh, that's okay. There's a little... Oof. the irony. I lost my shoe. Okay, go on. Oh. Abby, pick it up, pop it quickly, please. Get the raffle ticket out. Take the raffle ticket to the microphone. If there's something on the back of it, you need to read out clearly and slowly and clearly into the mic what it says if there's something on the back.
Happy birthday, but we still don't know the secret 4-digit number.
We still don't know the secret 4-digit number. That's the number those people upstairs generated by writing down numbers on scraps of paper, and then those 4 numbers that you chose in the order that you picked them to those people in the front few rows. Let's get those 4 people standing up now. Stand up, please. Turn around to face the audience right up at the top. We are going to shout, and I mean shout at the top of your voice, those numbers to the people in the rest of the audience at the top of your voice, please. Red. 1. Yellow. 4. Green. 9. Blue. 9. 1, 4, 9, 9. Abby, you're going to read the raffle ticket. You're going to shout the numbers loudly. Go.
1499.
1499, the secret number. And that is a red 1, a yellow 4, a green 9, and a blue 9. That is the total number of you here in the audience tonight. Thank you to each and every one of you for coming. Thank you for plugging this place out. And thank you for playing. Good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Keep an eye on that box up there. It's going to be very important at the end of the show. I have in the wings 2 clear Perspex boxes. One of them is covered in a blue cloth, the other one is covered in a green cloth. One of those boxes, not necessarily the blue one, contains a fan of £50 notes. There are 10 of them, held together by a clip, so that box under the cloth would look like this. Bing! And that totals £500 in that box. The other box, by no means the green one, is crammed full of £50 notes, totaling £5,000. It looks like this. Bing! That's the other box. That's me making that noise. In a minute, I'll ask for one of the boxes to be brought out and placed on stage. I'm going to ask one of you to guess which box you think it is, the £500 box or the £5,000 box. If you get it right, you can have the money. It does have to be a man, sorry. Oh, we wanted to have a go as well. So if you that's how you talk. So if you catch this and you know you are a lady, just pass it to the nearest man. Let me try and get it up upstairs there. Somebody catch? There you go. Somebody stand up for me. Stand up, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Your name, sir? Dan. Thank you, Dan. Good. Now, Dan, I stand to lose potentially £5,000 to you tonight, so I reserve the right just to ask you a few questions before I decide which box to bring out. So, Dan, please listen carefully and, above all, answer honestly. Dan, question number 1. Imagine, if you will, you are in an ice cream parlour, and the waiter comes up to you. He says, "Hey, Dan," because you've been there before and he recognises you. He says, "Hey, Dan, today we only have the 2 flavours of ice cream, chocolate and tutti frutti. Which do you like, chocolate or tutti frutti?" Those are your only 2 choices, Dan, chocolate or tutti frutti. If you don't know what tutti frutti means, it means literally all the fruits. Tutti frutti. What would you like, Dan, chocolate or tutti frutti?
Tutti frutti.
Thank you. Tutti frutti. Thank you very much. Question number 2. Imagine, if you will, you are at home. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. You're on the internet. Are you A,
bidding for an item on eBay? Are you B, ordering a book on amazon.co.uk? Or are you C, none of the above? A, B or C, Dan?
C.
C, bless you for your honesty, thank you. C. Thank you, Dan. C, none of the above. Question number 3. Imagine, if you will, you are in home base. Yes. Are you going to buy a blue washing up brush, and a brown washing up brush? Or a brown fuck it, name a country, any country in the world, Dan, go on. Any country in the world?
Australia.
Australia, interesting, thank you. Okay, so, what's that? That is Tutti Frutti ice cream, none of the above, it's wanking, obviously, and Australia. I think tonight, for Dan, it's going to be the green box, please, Stephen, the green box. Thank you very much, just there, thank you. Now, Dan, there are already 2 reasons why I might expect you to go for 5,000 instead of 500. I'm just going to tell you what they are so you can make a free and informed decision. First reason is this. I put a lot of attention on you in front of 10, 12,000 people, maybe. I'm not sure the exact capacity of the theatre, but I know every fibre in your body, Dan, will want to do anything other than appear boring. And that is a very natural human response in front of this number of people. Anything other than appear boring. And that somehow you might think that to say 500, that might sound a bit boring, so maybe I should say 5,000 so I don't appear boring. That's the first reason, so as not to appear boring. And the other reason I might expect you to go for 5,000 is that I know the more I tell you this kind of thing, the more sort of confused you become, the more you think about it, the more likely you are just to go, I don't know, it's only 50-50, I might as well go for 5,000, it's only 50-50, which would be good logic, Dan, if this was random. But it isn't really random because I think about it. The answers that you gave, the way you conducted yourself when you gave me those answers, told me everything I needed to know in order to decide which box to bring out, in that I thought through the answer that I think you might give and then asked for the opposite box, thus making you wrong, because, forgive me, Dan, the idea is I don't want to give you my money. But if you get it right, you can have it. Is it £500 or is it 5,000?
5,000.
5,000?
Yes.
Good. £5,000. And I'm going to give you the rest of the show to change your mind if you like, just so you don't feel manipulated or pressurised in any way. But for now, £5,000 it is. I'll leave it there. I won't touch it. Give him a hand. Thank you, Dan. £5,000. Excellent. Good. All right. Now a simple exercise in focus using this. An ordinary handheld banana, which I will. And I should point out, I am very pleased to see so many of you here tonight, just maybe not quite as pleased as some of you over there may have thought until I just took that out of my pocket. Going to place the banana on the old banana stand. At some point during tonight's show, a man in a gorilla suit, I shit you not, is going to come around that corner, take the banana and walk out. That I'm hoping most of you will miss that moment. If you do see him come on, please don't call out, oh, the banana's gone, or there's the gorilla. It'll kind of give it away to everybody else. But I'm hoping most of you will miss that. Good. So meanwhile, we're going to play a game that I used to love growing up. You know it. It's 20 questions. You think of an object. I have to guess what it is within 20 yes or no questions. Dan, you should have a frisbee up there. So I'm going to ask you to throw that one, Dan, to somebody, just gently, but to somebody else in your sort of level up there, and we'll give them a head start to get down here. Lovely. So that'll be you. I think you just won a goldfish. Well done. Somebody got that? Lovely. Would you start heading down? We'll give you a hand. Quick as you can. Quick as you can, madam. Quick as you can. Thank you. Run. Thank you. Let's go upstairs. Let's get somebody from the top. Oh. You've got that one, so if you want to start heading up as well, let me try and get... Oh, God. That's you as well. Excellent. Great. And let's do a couple more down here. Start heading down, please. One there and one there. Excellent, good. All right, bring yourselves up here. Steps on either side. Excellent. Come round the corners, please. Steps on either side. Quick as you can. Bring them down with you. Good. Hello, very nice to meet you. I'm going to bring you over here, if that's all right. Ask you to stand about there, facing the front. All ladies so far. Hello, nice to meet you. Can I put you on this side of that lady, just there? Hello. Nice to meet you. Can I just bring you over there, stand you next to that lady there? Good. Hello there. Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you. Can I put you about there, I think? Hello. Where's your frisbee? Could you throw it back? Is that all right? They're not cheap, so thank you. Good. And we're just waiting for this chap there. Give him a hand. There he comes, so he doesn't walk up to stony silence. Thank you for coming all the way down there. Thank you very much. Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you. Let me take that from you. I'm going to put you at the end now. I'll just move you around a little bit here. Let me swap you for you, if that's all right. You two ladies swap round for me.
And I'm going to now swap you two around like that, I think. Good. Good. Okay, all right, please remember the order that you're in. You're number 1, you're number 2, thank you, you're number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Please remember that. That's also the order in which you're going to die, if that's of any interest to you. It's true. Absolutely true. Going to ask you to come and write down your objects one at a time. So please, you need to be thinking of an object for this game. So one at a time, if you just take a step back, and you last 3, just curl around a bit, just so you can see this table here. Okay, and when you're done, if you fold them up, put them in your pocket. So number 1, fold it up in your pocket, out the way, and come and stand at the front. Quick as you can, all of you actually, quick as you can, just sort of one at a time, back to the audience, please. Nice and large and clear, come and stand at the front when you were done. The other game that I used to play when I was growing up, and I'm trying to kind of popularise this and spread it around a bit. Nice way of doing it on TV, actually. Do any of you know this game? Statistically, it'll be about 10 of you. This game? A few of you, good. Okay, thank you. It's called Hole Tempting. Hole Tempting, very simple. I have to make you look at this shape. You have to resist looking at this shape. That's all it is. Different ways of playing. There's the old peripheral slow burn method, which is this. When you know that it's there, and I know that you know that it's there, it's just a matter of time before you cave in and you have to look at it. There is... Oh, I'm sorry. The old speck of lint method, also very effective. And you play this with your friends, it takes over your life until you're building snow arms and the snow outside your flatmate's window at 4 in the morning when you're at university. So play it, please, spread it around. Hole Tempting. Not quite as rude as you perhaps thought. Are we all done yet? Can you get the line at the end there? Could you make room for the 2 ladies at the end? Thank you very much. Good. So starting with you, number 1, if you come over here for me. Let me stand you right there. In fact, if you just face that a little bit, I'm going to get you a sticker. You are number 1. Number 1, thank you. Number 1, your object, we turn you a little bit towards me so I can just get the light on you. Good. Your object, now obviously it should fall into the animal, vegetable or mineral category. Would it fall into the animal category, yes or no?
No.
No. All right, a massive go at me. Is it something that you use in conjunction with your hobbies or your interests?
Yes.
Yes. Show me your hands. Does it begin with a Y?
No.
Is it a rugby ball?
Correct.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Thank you, number 1. I'll ask you to head back to your seat if you don't mind. Give number 1 a hand as he heads back. Great stuff. Rugby ball, good work. You're number 2. Can I give you that? Number 2. Thank you. Stay there for a second. You actually wouldn't mind just sticking that there. Thank you. Lovely. And again, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you, and can I give you these and ask you to do the same? Please make sure, I know you know I can't see through the papers, but so they don't think, fold up your papers, put them behind your back, so you know I can't see. Lovely, number 2, we're going to try 2 of you together. So number 2, if you come and stand here for me. Thank you, and number 3, if you stand there. So if you just make room in the middle, that'd be lovely. So 2 of you together, if you stand there facing the front. Maybe I'll try 3 of you together. Last time I tried this, it didn't work, but... We're filming it, so I'll try. Can you come and join us as well? So if you come in the middle, number 3, sorry, and number 4, if you stand there, leave a gap in between you, so just enough so I can stand there and try and be symmetrical, otherwise I can't relax and I can't do it. So, I'm going to be very quick. 3 people together, not easy. I'm going to ask you for complete silence, if that's all right, while I try and do this. Please be quick with your answers. Be ready with your answers. Is it bigger than a piano?
Yes.
Yes. Is it bigger than a piano?
No.
Is it bigger than a piano?
No.
I think I know what yours is. Is it something you use indoors? One might have indoors. No. Something you have outside?
Not particularly.
Are they brightly coloured?
Nope.
Are they ever stripy?
It can be.
Is it something that you... is there a famous one in London?
No.
Does it begin with a T?
No.
Is it a UFO?
Yeah.
Hang on. UFO, I'm going to say earrings.
Yes.
And it's got to be a whip, hasn't it? Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, number 3 and number 2. Thank you so much. Do you mind heading back that way? Do you mind heading back that way? That's okay. Thank you. Give them a hand. Great words. Thank you, guys. Can I ask you both just to take a step forward for me? Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do it with you. I'm sorry. If I mess up on the last one, it always looks a bit awful. I think I might have to send you back. What do you do for a living? You're not a teacher, right? What do you do?
Just finished uni.
Just finished uni. Okay. What's your name?
Holly.
Holly, I hope you're not going to hate me. I hope you're quietly relieved. I think I'm going to have to send you back. I don't think I'll be... No, you hang on to the work, you hang on to that. But thank you, Holly. Thank you so much. Kiss, kiss, thank you. I'm sorry, Holly. Give Holly a hand as she goes back. I do apologise, Holly. I don't think it'll work. But number 5, come over here. Okay. I'm going to ask you similar questions. Yes or no answers only. But you're only going to answer in your head. So you'll say nothing out loud. Okay? Now, it's quite easy if you're only answering in your head to sometimes just sort of glaze over and not even think yes or no. But you must very clearly think yes or no, or I don't know is fine, but nothing out loud, otherwise I'd have to bitch slap you, and I will. I know you know I can't see through. If you don't mind just holding it behind your back or folding it again, just so they don't think I can somehow see through, that would be great. Can you see me all right without your glasses on? You can speak now. It's only when I come to the questions. It's only when I come to the questions. For now, you can speak. Can you see me all right without your glasses on?
Yes.
Lovely. If you could take them off for me and perhaps ask yourself why you're even wearing them. Would make logic. Well, they look quite expensive. It's a waste of time and money, I think. Lovely. So just put your hands behind your back so you can write. Okay. So also, I'm going to bring a camera out on stage because I want you all to see the same signals that I'm picking up on here. So try not to be self-conscious about the camera. If you just focus on your word, don't be distracted or self-conscious as your enormous pink head floats up there on the screen behind you in front of 1,000 people. Lovely. Can we all see this? Is that clear, yes? See? Very simple game. Childishly simple. Good. Okay, so number 5. Remember, nothing out loud. Just in your head, nothing out loud. Is it bigger than a piano? Is it something, is it an object that provides pleasure in some form? Don't titter at that because it sounds rude. Lady in the front. It sounds a bit rude. Sorry, but... Okay. Could you shove it up your arse? No, don't answer that. It's not a proper question. Not a proper question. Do people use them at work? Are they reflective? Do they come in sets? Is it a mouse? You can answer.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. Lovely. Thank you so much, number 5. Thank you. Mouse, great one. I want you to head back that way, if that wouldn't mind. Number 5, everybody. Mouse, great word. Great strong image in her mind. Did any of you see the signals? Did any of you spot the little signals there that gave it away? Did any of you see the gorilla? Anybody? Yes? You were watching the box. Excellent. Good. Good. I'm pleased somebody is. Excellent. No, do keep your eye. I don't remember what happened during the show. My neck hurts. I remember that. No, excellent. Pleased you are. Anybody else see the gorilla? Come on. There was a few. Yeah, okay, a few of you. Lovely. Great. Okay, you're in the worst seats there. I'll give you another chance to spot the gorilla. Can I get the banana back, please? Can I get the banana back, please? Thank you. Another chance to spot the gorilla before the... do you like my badge, by the way? I don't know if you can really see that from where you are. That is See? Childishly simple, it really is. Dan, do you want to change your mind on this? Where are you, Dan? You said 5,000. I said a lot of people often they don't say 500 because they're worried it might sound boring, but because I've said this, you don't need to worry about that now because I've said it. So you know, if you want to change £500 not to be sniffed at, what do you want to do? Stick with 5,000 or change?
Stick.
You're going to stick. Good, good. I mean, most people would. It feels like a sign of weakness if you change. I'd stick with it if it was me. I'd kick myself if I was wrong, but it's entirely up to you. I'll ask you one more time, and whatever you say the next time, I will take as your absolute final decision. Good. Okay, let's try something with a man, but a man who isn't here. Explain what I mean. I would like to try something with a friend or relative of one of yours that we can reach on the phone. I want to try something over the phone with a friend of one of yours. So, just think about this. I'm just going to ask people in the stalls, if that's right, just for speed in terms of getting up here. It does need to be a man. You can be male or female, but the person we're calling needs to be male, okay? I'd also like them to know who I am and be up for doing this. It's fairly excruciating if I have to explain who I am, particularly on television. Just bear that in mind as well. Also, you're going to be calling from a different number because I have this phone Bluetoothed up to a speakerphone that we're going to use. So if you're pretty much 100% certain there is somebody that you can get hold of who you think will be up for doing this, and it's a guy, please put your hands up. Put your hands up so I can see you, just downstairs. Thank you. Hands right up. If you've got your hand up and you end up with a frisbee, please then stand so I know we've got 3 people selected. Let's do one over that way and one over that way so I can see when we have 3 people selected. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, here are the rules. Whoever gets up here first, and you can start running up now. Whoever gets up here first, I will begin with you. The other 2, I'd like you to stand by the steps. You will be our very important backup audience members. Good. So you're up here first. Give them a round of applause. Lovely to meet you. Hello there. If you can come by the mic for me. So, the other 2, I'm going to ask you to stand by the steps. Can I take your frisbee from you? And over here as well. What's your name?
Rob.
Rob, who are we going to call?
My dad.
Your dad? Okay, and what's his name?
Jim.
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 And you're Rob, yes?
Yes.
Okay, Jim. Now, what does Jim do for a living?
He's a retired paramedic.
Oh, right, okay. So was a paramedic, now retired. Does he have any interests or hobbies, anything you know about outside of his...
He runs a football club.
He runs a football club?
Yeah.
My God.
Amateur football club, but yeah.
Okay. Any pets he has in the house?
No, I used to have a dog.
Used to have a dog. Do you know what the dog was called?
Shandy.
Shandy. Trying to predict what someone's going to do over the phone is so difficult. Without them there in front of me, it's almost impossible to do this. But you're going to call Jim, call your dad in a minute, and does he know you've come to see the show?
Yes.
Yes, great, okay. You're going to tell him it was terrible. It was so bad that you've left early, in fact. Would he believe this, do you think?
Yeah, he might do.
Oh. He doesn't... He doesn't sound like someone that any of us would warm to socially, that's all. Okay, all right, well, you're going to call him, tell him it's really bad, you've left early, you can say I was playing the guitar, anything you want to say, really bad, but you've left early. And during the course of the conversation, I may hand you cards that have questions on them and so on, just to kind of keep the conversation going, all right?
Okay.
But at the end of the conversation, you were going to ask your dad to name a 3-digit number.
Okay.
I think I can tell you in advance what this 3-digit number will be. The number that I think Jim's going to say, Rob's dad, is 3, 4... does he still play football at all? I mean,
no.
even in a fun kind of way?
No, not really. No.
And did he ever play earlier?
Yeah.
Let's go 7. 3, 4, 7. I can't guarantee the order of the digits. It might be 3, 7, 4, might be 7, 4, 3, but certainly those digits are not in that order. If I get this wrong, by the way, there is £10 in it for you, Rob. Not quite as confident with this as I am with the money at the front, but yes, I know. But nonetheless, £10. Okay, good. So listen, you're going to call him on this phone. I know it's a slightly odd setup. You'll know it's him when he picks up. That's all that's important. So if you can type in the number now. Lovely. So that's the... You want to hold that. Maybe you need to say who you are. It's a speakerphone, so you can just hold it like that.
Okay.
You need to speak up a little bit and you need to say who you are. The rest of you got to keep absolutely quiet. Any noise in the background, they'll know something's going on. So you've got to keep absolutely quiet.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Dad?
Yes.
Hello, it's Rob. I just thought I'd give you a ring because we just came out of Derren Brown.
And?
It was rubbish. We've just walked out of it, to be honest. I was a bit disappointed. Yeah, I thought it was going to be really good, but... Actually, there was one good thing that Derren did.
Derren?
Let me try it with you, actually. Give me a sec. Right, imagine a blackboard. Now imagine you're going up to the board and you're going to write a 3-digit number on it. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
What's the first digit?
1.
Second one?
Second digit?
1.
Third digit? Any number?
6.
Okay. Do it again. All right. Okay. Now, one more time. Go up to the blackboard, rub those numbers out in your mind, and write 3 different numbers. Any numbers you like.
Okay. Start again. First number.
First number?
5.
5. Second number? 2. And third number?
9.
529. Brilliant, Dad. Thanks.
Let me have a word with him. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. Hello. This is Derren Brown. I'm on stage with Rob at the moment.
All right, then.
Hello. Everyone say hello to Jim. Hi, Jim. So listen, Rob caught a frisbee, and then he volunteered to call you on stage. So will you just stay with us a moment longer? You're also on television, because we're televising this for my TV show. So just bear with us. Please stick with us. Jim, I've written down the numbers that I think you're going to say. Okay? Right. I've written them down, and Jim, they are in full view of an entire audience. There's 1,000 people here. You're on speakerphone. And they all know what the numbers are going to be, including Rob. So you know, if I tell you you've got the numbers right, then you know I can't possibly change them because everybody can see them. Now, Rob, so far you've got them wrong twice. I'm going to give you one more chance at getting them right. I mean, you're embarrassing yourself, I think, more than anybody else. So, Jim, just imagine you're going up to a blackboard. You're going to write those 3 numbers. Don't think about it, just do it. And then Rob's going to ask you what they are, one at a time. Rob, can you ask your dad what the first one is, please?
What's the first number, Dad?
1.
1.
1. The second one?
The second one?
1.
1.
1, 1. And the last one?
Last one?
7.
7.
Is correct. 117 is correct. Amazing. Give him a hand. Jim, you got it, absolutely spot on. 117 was good. There's a big banner across the stage that says, Jim will say 117, and you just got it spot on. Now, I know it's not the same when you can't see it, when you're not here yourself, but how does that feel? That's amazing, you just got it right.
Very good.
Oh, excellent. No, it really is. Pardon?
I'm number 1.
You are number 1, you are number 1. You know, you really got it right. You really are number one. I tell you something else, Jim, and this is just from listening to your voice on the phone,
Okay.
and I swear to God and on the lives of my children that I haven't been given any clues by Rob, but I would say that you, I'm guessing you're perhaps retired, but I think you maybe used to work in some sort of medical setting, maybe a paramedic or something like that?
That's correct.
Oh, excellent. And I would say you also have quite a keen interest in football, but maybe working with other people that play football or a football club or something like that.
Yes, that's correct.
And you either have, or maybe you used to have a dog and you would have called it Shandy.
Yes.
Amazing. Listen, thank you, Jim. You've been fantastic. Give Jim a hand. Say goodbye, everybody. Thank you, Jim. Rob will explain everything, I'm sure. Goodbye. Thank you. Jim, Rob, brother, you into £10, but thank you so much indeed. I'll let you head back. Rob, everybody, give him a hand. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. That was way off, wasn't it? Actually, Rob, just come back for a second. Sorry, come back for a second. I feel bad about this, mainly because it was shit, and I lost £10, which I'm never happy with. Just come back for a second for me. You can keep the money; it's yours. Don't worry, unless you want to gamble. No. So look, 347. He said 116. 6 add 1 is 7, perhaps. 9 take away 2 is 7. 5 take away 2 is 3. It's all sort of there, but not in... No, I'm clutching at straws, aren't I? But there is... Can we get a camera on stage just so I can explain this bit? So when you tell him about this, I don't want him thinking that he did just get it wrong or mess up, or even that I did. So I want you to be able to explain to him... Because the numbers he chose are actually kind of quite interesting. Do you have the... You've got the £10 note, you've got the money, haven't you? Of course you have. Yeah, take it out for a second for us. There is some writing on the inside of the note. Don't open it quite yet. You need to do a couple of things. You need to hold it and open it up so the camera can see it and sort of keep it still like that. And just read out what it says. So do that for me. Go on, read it out.
I will make him say this number.
This number. There's an arrow. It points to the serial number on the bill. Just turn it around. Just read out the last 6 digits for us. Go on then.
116529.
Yeah, 116529. He got the serial number. The serial number on the note. Thank you, Jim, wherever you are. Keep the money. Show your dad when you see him. Thank you very much indeed. Rob, everybody. Rob and Jim, wherever you are. Thank you very much indeed. Serial number on the note. Dan, whatever you say next is your final decision. This is it, your final decision. A couple of things I need to say first about the interval to the rest of you. First of all, that box up there, you need to know no one's going to touch that during the interval. Okay, now because of what I'm about to say, I think most of you will be staying in here during the interval. But for those of you that do leave, so you know no one's going to touch it, I need to nominate one of you whose job it will be to guard the box during the course of the interval. So, let's try and get this up the top. Oh, very good, very good. Stand up for me, somebody. Stand, please, stand. Thank you so much. Your name, please. Amanda. Are you happy that between you and your friends, you'll make sure that, one of you is keeping an eye on that box throughout the interval?
I'm sure we can.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Everybody else will buy you a drink each as a way of saying thank you. But take a seat for us, Amanda. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Amanda. You can take a seat. Thank you. And Amanda, if you don't mind, would you throw the frisbee back to me as well? You have to throw it quite hard. Just bear in mind it comes at me out of the darkness and is fucking terrifying, but thank you. Secondly, in the 1920s and 30s, there was an act that was very popular around this part of town. It was known as the Oracle Act. In the Oracle Act, members of the audience would each write down a personal question, a private personal question, and seal it into a little envelope. And on the outside of the envelope, they would write down their initials and the row that they're sat in the auditorium. And they would bring up that envelope with the question sealed inside and drop it in a bowl with everybody else's. And then the oracle, the performer, the mind reader, would reach in, take an envelope one at a time. He wouldn't open it, but he would try and deduce from the way those initials are written on the outside or from clues given off by the spectators when they stand up and identify themselves. He would try and deduce what question that person would have written. And if he got it right, he would try and answer the question for them accurately and correctly. This is what I want to do with you in the second half of the show. So if you want to take part, there are 3 things you need to do. Firstly, get yourself an envelope. There'll be some on each level with the ushers. There'll be some up here on stage by the stairs. Secondly, write your question. I don't mind what the question is. You can ask me, what the password is on your computer. It could be that sort of thing, what your PIN number is if you want. Or if you prefer, it could be more of a, whether or not you're going to get the promotion that you want at work, something like that to do with your own future. I don't mind, as long as the question is seriously meant.
When you've written it, keep it private. Don't let anybody see what you write, and don't tell anybody what you've written when you've done it. Don't tell your friends that you're with here tonight, and also don't even tell your partner, please, until you get home. Keep it absolutely private. Don't tell a soul. Put it in the envelope, seal it up, make sure it's sealed, I won't touch them if they're not. Hold it up to the light, check that you can't somehow kind of see through them. They're thick, black, opaque card envelopes, you can't see through them, but do check. And then on the outside there is a sticker. On the sticker, I need you to write your initials and the row that you are sat in, along with the level that you're at. Third thing is you come up, you put it in the bowl with everybody else's. Dan, this is you now. Whatever you say is your final decision. I know you know what the options are, but just so that you know what it'll look like when I take the cloth off, let me just go through them very quickly, what they'll look like. The first option is £500, not to be sniffed at, 10 notes held by a clip. In a fan, it looks like this. Option number 2 is £5,000, which you're on at the moment, and looks like this. If it helps you at all to make up your mind, Dan, here is a picture of our previous winner. Dan, for potentially £5,000, is it 500 or is it 5,000? Out loud, please, I'm not a fucking mind reader. 500 or 5,000, Dan?
I'll stick with £5 grand, please.
He sticks with £5 grand, doesn't want to change his mind. £5,000. No! It was the 500, never mind, give him a hand, never mind, Dan. I'm sorry, and I'd love you to win it. Most people do change their mind at the end. I was really hoping you would. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Just very briefly, if I can find my pen, just keep your eyes focused on the easel for a second, please. I just need oh no, you've seen him, that's my fault. Sorry, don't take your head off, you've got 20 minutes. Keep your eye on the box. Go and get a drink. I will see you back here for the second half. Thank you. The point is, now, that I have no idea how well the rest of the show will work or come together. I'm not just saying this to make it seem more exciting. I genuinely don't know. The Oracle Act, which I will get to, it was the act in the 20s and 30s that sorted the men from the boys. And if you could do this, you were revered amongst your fellow performers. And they would vie with each other to see who could do it in the most dramatic or theatrical way. But as the secrets of how to do this got passed down over the generations, the amount of effort that it took, and mental focus and research even, meant that it all but died out. It got diluted into that lazy option that you see nowadays, when psychics and mediums stand on stage, and it may sound like they're being specific, but they're just throwing out information and letting you make it fit your own experience. But this was something different. This was something that people obsessed about, being able to give real answers to real questions, to the extent that it took over people's lives. 3 performers of this act went mad, properly mad, in the 20s and 30s. One of them famously drowned himself in the Thames in 1938. And before I get to it, I want to contextualize it for you and show you a couple of the stranger phenomena that were around at that time that led people to believe in the Oracle Act. I'd like 5 of you to stand in the stalls, please. Please stand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Please stand. You are going to throw those frisbees backwards in a minute so that everybody definitely gets a chance to join in at the back there. Off you go. Thank you. So stay standing. Will the next set of 5 please stand as well? Stand up as well, please, making 10 of you in total. Thank you. But you need to grab one of these. You need one of these each. So grab one off the table or grab one from me and then line yourselves up along the stage. And please leave your frisbee here or give it to me. Give them a hand, please, as they come up. Thank you.
If you grab one of those, leave your frisbee on the table if you got one. Thank you so much. That's one for you. Great. If you can get a line, start a line going there. One for you. Thank you, sir. One for you. I'll take that back. Thank you. And one for you as well. Lovely. Do you want to be this end of the line? So, yes, move yourselves up by that little way a little bit. Grab one of those from the table, please. Get yourselves in line there across the stage. And there's one there for you, so you can go down that end if you like. Lovely, great. You line yourselves up. There's a sort of a line that goes right across the stage there. If you can just line yourselves up with that, that'll be great. Okay, let me show you how to hold these. So it's your right hand, please, out like this. And you need to make sure you've got the full length of the string hanging down, so don't sort of wrap it around your fingers. So don't look at me, look at the weight, but listen to me. So listen to my voice, but keep your attention focused, please, on the weight. And as you listen to me, and as you watch the weight, it'll begin to swing from side to side. It's from left to right, from side to side as you keep your attention focused. And as you watch it, and as you listen to me, I want you to command it in your mind now to swing. Command it to swing in your mind, left to right. Use your sense of control, of willpower, of imagination. Focus on it, tell it to swing from left to right. As you see it start to go, tell it to go more and more. Imagine that line that it's swinging along, extending, pulling it further and more. Wider swing. Good. Step forward for me, sir. Step forward for me there too. Left to right. Step forward as well, sir. Left to right. Step forward for me, please. Keep your attention focused. Tell it to swing more and more. Step forward for me, madam, please. Keep your attention focused. Step forward, sir, please. Step forward. Keep your attention focused. Now tell it to go. Step forward, sir, please. Tell it to go in a circle. Tell it to go in a circle. Watch what happens. It'll struggle with its own momentum and then start to move around and around in a circle. Watch it. Watch as it changes. Around and around. Tell the circle to get bigger and clearer. Good. Around and around and around. Keep your attention focused. Reach out and stop it. Good. Good, thank you. Now I would like you and I think you and you and you to go and stand by that table at the back. Could you do that for me? All of you can drop your hands, relax. You put these in your pockets, take them home with you. If you didn't have much luck, try it without 1,000 people staring at you. Can you three just stand over there at the top of the steps there for me? And can you three stand there at the top of those steps? Thank you. And you four, you're going to need your hands free, so please put these in your pocket. Unless you don't have one, I'll take it off you for the moment. Come forward for me. I'd like you to inspect this table, so do lift it up, lift it right up. Check it's an ordinary table. It's a fairly heavy, solid wooden table, not attached to anything, if you can check that for me. And no wheels on the bottom as well. I can just check that as well. Are you happy with this? Lovely. Okay, thank you. Put it straight back down for me. Now, I need to move you just around the table. If you come round here for me, and you go around there, if you can come round there, madam, and you come on this side for me. Good. Now, you're going to have your hands on the table. I just need to explain to you exactly what this will be like, the position you're going to be in. So just do this for me. So hands flat on the table. So you want to make sure that you're not sort of putting all your weight on the table. That's important. But, you know, firm contact with the table is good, but not sort of leaning fully on it. That'll be great. Lift them up for me. You can relax. Step back for a second now. When they did this in the séances, they would always begin with the name of a few people who had passed on, written down and placed in the name box, which this will serve as here. So, look, I don't want names of anybody that would be difficult for you to think about or anyone you've just lost, but I just need a couple of Christian names. So do you know anybody a name you can give me for the box?
Steve.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what? We will go with Steve and Mark for the moment. We don't have to believe for a second these people are somehow sort of floating in the air above us or anything like that, but it can give us just a name to sort of attach to the energy when I ask you to imagine it. So the names go in the name box. If you place your hands on the table, please, as I asked you to. Good. So in a moment, this table will start to move, and it's going to move that way, straight towards the audience. It always moves in the direction of where the people are, where the most people are, so it will go that way. Please be clear in your mind which way that is. Imagine a life force, an energy moving up into that table. Your job when it moves is to move with it. You don't block it, you don't push it, but you don't stop it either. You move with it when it goes, and you wait for it. The moment it goes, you start moving with it. Imagine this energy, a life force moving up into the table. Focus on it. Imagine this idea, this life force up, moving up into the table. Tell it to move, tell it to slide, tell it to slide, tell it to move. Be ready the moment that it goes. You just go with it. Be ready, be focused, move with it the moment it goes. Keep moving as it gets towards the stage. Turn as it goes with it. Turn as you get to the end of the stage. You need to turn with it. You'll need to move with it. As it spins and turns, it'll keep turning. You need to move around with it. As it gets faster and faster, you move with it, please. It will get faster. This is called finding the room as it becomes more confident. Let me ask you as you're doing it, keep going with it, but are you pushing it at all?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
No. They're not pushing it. Keep in contact with the table. Do this for me. Take a step forward. This will feel a bit silly at first. Take the mic and just call it to you, like you're calling it. It's called come to me and really mean it. Will it to you.
Come here.
Come to me. That's good. Now, they can't see where this guy is.
because
Over
they're
here.
focusing on the table, but the table
to
will
me.
find its way. It's tipping.
Come to me.
Keep coming, come to me.
Come
Come to me. Good. Over this side. Take the microphone. Call it. Come to me.
Come to me.
Come to me. Come to me. Keep calling, even without the mic. Keep calling. Keep calling. Are you pushing it?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
No, good. All right, back over here. Take the microphone. You two, you try it now. Call it. Come to me.
Come to me.
When it reaches you, you tell it
Come
to stop.
to me.
Say, come straight to me.
Come to me. Sorry. Come to me. Come to me.
Come to me. When it reaches you, tell it to stop. Faster.
Come to me.
Say faster.
Come to me. Faster.
To me. Straight
Faster.
to me.
To me. Straight to me.
Come to me. When it reaches you, say stop. When it gets to you,
Stop.
Stop. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. Give them a hand. I'm going to hang on to you, sir. I'm going to hang on to you. Ask the rest of you to go and take a seat. Give them a hand, please. Mind how you go down the stairs. You're probably a bit dizzy. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for coming up. Right. The table is covered in sweat. That's a really nice touch. Thank you for that. Now, you're not pushing it, are you?
No. Sometimes it was going in my direction, so I couldn't have been pushing.
Exactly. Now, and also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a very light touch that you have on the table, yes?
Yeah.
What's your name?
John.
John, okay. What you've seen here, table turning or table tipping, come in the middle for me for a second, John, was very popular amongst the mediums back in the séances, and a certain amount of competition sprung up between them to see who could provide the most dramatic or impossible demonstrations of this. And in the 1920s, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who was the man that gave us the mastermind of rationalism, Sherlock Holmes, himself became a proud proponent of spiritualism. And in 1924, the same year that he wrote a book proclaiming his belief in fairies, Conan Doyle went to visit a medium who lived in Stepney in East London. And there he witnessed what he later described as the single most convincing and impossible demonstration of table turning that he'd ever seen. The medium that he saw was a man called Albert Macy. Albert Macy, who convinced him, was a fraud. He was a charlatan. He was one of the few mediums to be imprisoned for fake mediumship as they were in those days. Sadly, not anymore. John, did you have the name of someone in your mind who's passed on? Yes? Okay, I'm going to ask you to write it down to go in the name box. So when you've written it, if you can fold it as small as you physically can once you've written it, that'd be great. Thank you. Do that for me now. They believed in the day that spiritualism was an offshoot of Christianity, mainstream Christianity, and the music that they would play to set the scene would reflect that. When you fold it up as small as it'll go, please put it in your pocket for me, John. This is a replica that I had made of Albert Macy's table. You just come around this side for me here. Let me take the pen from you. John, I'm also meaning to hear what you're saying, so I'm going to put a microphone pack on you. If you just put your hand through that, I'll put it over your head. Thank you. I need you to relax. We'll just go with this and see what happens. I'm going to ask you to place your hands just on the corners of the table. So no pressure, there's no leaning. It's just a sort of a contact there and there. No pressure, no leaning. Good. Now, John, just so we know our mic's working, was it a man or a woman you're thinking of?
It's a man.
Then, John, as you focus on the table, I want you to imagine this man's life energy moving into the table. There it goes. You don't stop it. Tell it to turn. Go with it as it goes. Move with it. You're not pushing it, are you?
No.
No, you just move with it as it goes. Keep in contact with it. Tell it to turn. This is good. You just allow this energy. You're happy it's not attached to anything, yes?
Yep.
Say stop in your mind. Lift your hands. At the risk of repeating myself, you are not pushing that, are you? You're not pushing it, are you? No, you're not. The spiritualists believe that the energy, the spirit, passed through us and into the table and back and forth. It was that kind of relationship. So the skeptics said, well, does that mean it can somehow pass through the tablecloth as well? Because in a situation like this, it's a cloth it'd have to go through. So they said, yes, of course, it can move through the tablecloth as well. So they said, well, in that case, just do it holding on to the very corners of the cloth, and we'll see if it works then. Very clever test. If you just take hold of the corners for me, just do that. The very corners of the cloth, that's great. Like that, just pull it an inch towards you, that's great, lovely. Now, the point of this test is, it should still work according to the believers, but if John is just moving his hands, all that'll happen is the cloth will move off the table won't move at all. Just be saying the name of this man to yourself again and again in your mind, nothing out loud, just quietly in your mind, as you keep your hands absolutely still, absolutely motionless. Okay, there was some movement. Okay, do you know what? I think maybe for now, you can let go for a second, relax, stand back here. One of the reasons I think, particularly on stage, just come towards it a little, come towards it. Just do me a favour, just move your hand over the top like that. You can see there's nothing attached to it, yes?
No.
Yep, in fact, give me your hand, John, give me your hand. Get it flat, 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 flat. Just press down gently, but just enough, you can feel it pushing back up, yes?
Yep.
Yep, let go for it, let go. I can show you there's nothing, nothing kind of attached or... Have you got the name on you, the name that you wrote down? Take it out, we'll put it in the name box. They would always do this, they'd always have a name in the box, so let's do that. Folded it really, really small. Perfect, drop it in there for me, excellent, lovely. Again, just the way you were, take hold of the corners of the cloth again, please. The corners of the cloth again, just whoop, good, 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 good. Keep moving with it, keep moving with it. Lift your hands, lift your hands, lift your hands right up. Okay, you got it on your own now. Don't move a muscle, you've got it on your own. You've got it on your own, do not move. This name of this man that you've been saying to yourself, John, and do speak out loud so we can hear you. Was it Vince or Vincent?
Vincent.
Vincent. He's gone, he's gone. Let it come back down. Move your hands with it. Move your hands. Let it come down. He's gone. He's gone. You can let go. He's gone. John, thank you so much for doing that for me. Thank you for coming up. Thank you so much, John, everybody. Thank you, John. What's amazing about that, I think, is despite the fact that it is clearly some sort of conjuring trick, it was enough to convince Conan Doyle of everything he wanted to believe in. Purely because he watched that through the eyes of belief. He was ready to believe. He was prepared to believe anything. And the Oracle Act, I believe, is a great testament to our need to believe. If a man stands on stage, calls himself the Oracle, armed with a few envelopes with initials on them, maybe some bandages to blindfold himself with, and says that he can give you easy answers to life's complex questions, or talk to the dead, we will flock to hear that kind of thing. It's part of our nature, our need to have answers given to us, and it is inescapable. I would like to tell you, before I continue with this act, 3 things in absolute honesty. First of all, I cannot see through these envelopes. You'll know this if you've written a question. They're thick, black, opaque envelopes. I can't see through them. Secondly, there is not a single stooge or confederate. Anybody in the audience is sort of going to be playing along. Equally, nobody's secretly feeding me information or anything like that. And thirdly, most importantly, I do not believe for a second that I have any genuine psychic ability. So let's begin. No. We could start with these 2 here. Okay, let's start with this. With these 2. Maybe this one here. Don't react if you know this is you. This says K. Don't react, please. K-M-E. Stalls. I think that says B-B, which I'm guessing is quite near the front. But please don't react. Stalls B-B. Now, I don't know if you can really see this, but the writing on there, it's a little unevenly spaced. And it does a slightly kind of up and down thing. This tells me that the writer of this question is somebody who, at the time of writing, was not sure of himself or herself. And the question will reflect, as opposed to that, very kind of solid, clear, sure of itself sort of writing. The question will reflect that. The question won't be kind of, you know, what was the name of my cat sort of thing. It'll be much more something that this person doesn't know themselves. So I think something they're uncertain about, their own future, questions about their plans and hopes and things, you know, whether or not they're going to come together. I think it's a lady. I think young, 18, 19, a lady. It'd be nice to meet you. If you are KME in Stalls BB, could you stand up so we can see you? Oh, hello there. Oh, right at the front. Can we get a microphone to you? Thank you very much. Yep. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi. Kay. Catherine? No. Katie?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, good. Thank you. Don't gasp. It was just a guess, but thank you very much. Bless you. Am I right? You're sort of 18, 19, I said, how old are you?
19.
This question is not a, you know, what's the name of the first person I kissed sort of question. It's something to do with your plans, future hopes and things, and whether or not they're going to come together in the way you'd like.
Yeah.
I think 19, I don't think this will so much be about a career motivation, but I think it'll be about something big enough that might force you into having to think about careers and stuff like that. So I think it would actually be about a geographical move or something that you'd like to do or are considering that would force you into a big sort of change of plans. Am I right in that area?
Sort of.
Yeah. Is your question, and be honest and tell me if I'm wrong, whether or not you will end up living in America?
Yeah.
Yes?
That's my question.
Excellent. Hang on to your mic. Hang on to the mic for a second. Here's the thing. Do you know what? Answering a question like this, if I was one of those people on stage who pretended to be psychic, I would love this. I'd lap it up. It's gold dust, because it's about the future. I could say anything I like. It looks like, it sounds amazing, but you can't verify it. The danger is a yes or no answer when it's about the future and big plans like this is always damaging and irresponsible, even if it sounds positive. I'm not one of those people who pretend to be psychic, and I have to and I want to take responsibility for my answers. If I said yes to you, if I said yes, the fact someone said that, even in the back of your mind, even only unconsciously, you think it's inevitable, that it has to happen, that could really affect your future choices. However, anybody that asks a question like this is always somebody who's set their mind on a particular goal. Looking at you now and listening to you, I have every faith you're going to end up, if you continue to want to move to America, that you will end up living in America and making a success out of it and having a great time, because I think you're one of those people that will do well and tend to get what you want. I bet you changed your hair colour today.
Yeah, I did.
You did, didn't you? You're one of those people that would just get what you... I think you're somebody that when there's something that you like, something that you want, you really focus on it, and generally at the expense of other things that you probably should be focusing on a little bit more. Would you agree to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have every faith you will. So my answer is yes. Personally, I think you will end up living in America and having a great time. But I'm not going to say it like it's written in the stars, because I want you to take responsibility for it yourself. So it might not have been quite the yes you were after, but are you happy with that as an answer to your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Take a seat. Great, let's do another one. Take another. What have we got here? A smiley face on the... Oh, that's the opposite of everything I asked for. It says SL row E. There we go. SL row E, that says the opposite of everything I asked. It's somebody under 18. I think a boy. I would say a teenage boy. And I actually would say a teenage boy sat with other teenage boys, because this guy has been egged on to write something a bit rude, and then feels embarrassed about it, hasn't wanted to identify himself properly. What he has written is all the SL row. He's all very nervous and scrunched together, hasn't identified himself properly because he's embarrassed about what he wrote. It'll say something like, why are you a wanker? Something like that. If anyone wants to open it up and have a look, you are welcome to. It won't be anything very nice, but feel free to open it up and have a look. Let's take another one. CKO, this says. Stools, excuse me, Stools row C. I would say this is a woman and in her mid-30s. I think hang on, CKO, Stools row C. Oh, you're laughing because you opened the envelope. What does it say? Cock. Is that it? Just cock? Just what? It's the biggest laugh all evening. Thank you for that. Thank you, SL. Not as much of a cock as SL will feel when he realises he's failed his exams later this year. CKO. Now, am I right? I said sort of mid-30s, 35 or so. It's a little rude to ask a lady her age, but am I right with the mid-30s?
Yes.
35?
Yes.
Okay. And I would think there's something on here, and correct me if I'm wrong, I just yes or no, but I think there's something on here which would either be to do with something that you are wearing or something that you would like to wear. Am I right? Is there something in one of those two areas?
Yes.
Yes. I'm guessing from the smile, the earlier smile, that it's something you're wearing now as opposed to what you would like to wear, yes?
Yes.
Connected, I think, perhaps with the dress that you're wearing at the moment, which is quite striking, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so it's something about that. I think it's probably going to be where you got it from. It's quite an unusual dress, yes?
Yes.
Okay, here's what you do. I want you to picture, keep absolutely silent as you do this, picture yourself walking into the shop where you bought it. Imagine yourself walking in and the transaction of paying for it. Okay, you're having difficulty with that. So perhaps if it was from a friend, just imagine that. Yeah, you're having real... Okay, it's not from a shop, is it?
No.
When I said transaction, something... I think I know where you got it. Are you happy for me to say?
Yes.
No giggling. Was it eBay?
Yes.
Excellent. And a great purchase, and well done, thank you. And also, are you... Sorry, 1 second. Just went through your head. Are you thinking of buying a cat at the moment?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you definitely should. Thank you. Take a seat. Thank you very much. Great. Give this lady a hand. Good. Okay, now I would love to get some some objects involved, some personal objects. So I will ask people over here, because it means I can look away while I don't catch sight of anything by mistake. Doesn't have to be anything sort of flashy or expensive. Ideally, a little bit unusual, of course, would be great. Find a personal object and just hang on to it, have it in your head, but I will look the other way, so please do it for me while I'm not looking. Let's take another one from here. SP. SP, it says dress circle, row E. I'm going to say this is a man, and I would say probably about 30, and I think not of British descent. I would think from the, actually the way you do your S's, but SP, if you're SP, dress circle, row E, would you please stand up and say yes for us so I can, lovely. So I'm right, not of British descent. Where are you from originally, or where's your background from?
Mum and Dad are from Uganda.
Mum and Dad from Uganda. So your name begins with S, Ugandan.
Of Indian origin, though.
Indian. Sachin?
Yeah. That's unbelievable. Sachin, yeah.
So I think there'll be something on here to do with, maybe something to kind of test me with a little bit, I don't know, but something to do with travel. I think somewhere you've either been or would like to go, or something like that. Something in that world, yes?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, all right. Put yourself back in that mindset of when you're going to go there, when you're going to head there. There's a little bit of trepidation in your mind. I don't know why that is. There's a little bit of trepidation. Now, this isn't you going back to Uganda or going to India or anywhere like that. It's somewhere very, very different, isn't it? You're on your own in this trip. Yes?
You freaked me out, Tony.
But you know what? I think the trepidation means this is the first holiday that you've taken on your own.
Unbelievable, yeah, that's right.
Yeah? And this isn't that long ago, and it's Iceland.
Yeah, that's bang on.
Thank you very much again. Thank you very much. You can take a seat. Thank you very much. Good. Well done. Thank you. Let's. Do we have any objects? Do we have any objects? I don't want to look. I don't want to look at you, but if anybody's got anything, please stand up. I want to do as much as I can without looking at you. As much as I can without looking at you. Somebody, if you stand up, grab the guy with the mic and say yes, please.
Yes.
Into the mic. So, one more time?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to look at you. I'll do as much as I can without looking. This will be quite interesting. It will not be jewellery. It won't be anything flashy. This is not someone who spends a lot of money on kind of looking like, designer labels and kind of... I don't mean that horribly. I mean it in a good way. This will be something outgoing. This is something that will somehow tie with the idea of being a little bit of a free spirit. I'm right, aren't I? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to say, as much like... Okay, I'm going to try to look at you now and see what I can... it'll be surfing.
Yes.
Something to do with surfing. I would say this will be... What would you have with you? A little tub of the surf wax for the board.
Correct.
Is that it? Is it a tub of surf wax?
It is.
And I would say this is... Just think of the name of it. I can think of a few brands, but I'm not a big surfer myself. Okay, so immediately there's a Z and an X in this brand name that you're thinking of.
Yes.
I don't think I know brands of surf wax enough to is the word sex in there?
Yes.
That's probably the X. Okay, I might not be able to get any more. What's the name of the brand?
Mr. Zog's sex wax.
Mr. Zog's sex wax. You want to just show the camera? Excellent. Thank you very much. Give him a hand. Thank you very much indeed. And actually, take the mic back for a second. Take the mic back for a second. Do you remember when and where you got it? Yes or no?
I do, yeah.
Okay, just see the place. But just imagine the place. Oh, it's Cornwall. It's Newquay. Yes?
Yes.
And it was 5 years ago?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. Good. Take a seat. Okay, now, all the way through this show, I've been wearing a microphone that goes around the back of my head, just here along my cheek. Now, because of what I'm about to do, I need to take this off, because it will physically get in the way of what I need to do. But because it's an odd contraption to take off, I just want a couple of you to check. If you don't mind standing up for me just there for a second. Just this isn't some... Could you stand up as well? That it isn't some weird contraption that could be feeding me information. Can you see what that is? It's a mic and then two things that would go around my ears, yep? And equally, while you stood up, you see I'm not wearing an earpiece or anything like that. You happy with that? And equally that ear, yep? Yep. Happy? Lovely, thank you. If you both take a seat, thank you. Don't be thinking it's, anything that's helping me out. And I'm going to move to this microphone here. Hopefully you can hear me, yes? Yes? Excellent, good. Now, by doing this... by blindfolding myself, it becomes easier for me somehow to see the things that you're seeing in your head, even to think the things that you are thinking. And if you wanted to take part in this, if you wanted to write a question but you couldn't get an envelope, or you didn't know what to write, or you were nervous and you wish you had done it, you can take part in this. If you can sit there and think of a question that is clear and succinct as if you'd written it, but do not write anything, and you can stick with the wording of that question, that I can just do this with your thoughts. You can just send the question to me. Send it to me, not here, here. Aim it to me here, aim it right here. Send me the question here, right here in the middle. As you're doing that, as you're starting to do it, I'd like to get some numbers written down. Now, there should be an usher with a pen and paper. I would like one person, please, to write down a 3-digit number. When you've done this, so you don't think I can be influencing this in some way, pass it back to the person behind you. I'd like them to write a 3-digit number as well. Then pass it back again, so the next person does it. I want a few of you writing down 3-digit numbers. And then if the last person, I'll get to draw a line and add them up, so we end up with a total that you know I can't be influencing. But please start doing that now. One person, please, pen and paper, 3-digit number, write it down, pass it back to the person behind you. There should be an usher with a pen and paper. Please be doing that for me now. Aim them here, aim the questions here, send them to me here. There is somebody already coming through. I'll start with a man. Downstairs in the stalls, you're in your mid-30s, might be 36, something like that. It's coming from the stalls. If you think this is you, please call out. Yes. Good. Please stand for me, say when you've got a mic.
Yeah, got the mic.
Great, okay, say stop when I get you. Say stop again, please. Say stop when I get you.
Stop.
Aries, you're an Aries.
Yes, I am.
There's something here about your house, I think. I think it's a house that you have.
Yes.
I think you don't live in it very much. There's something, it's about where this is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it'll be in France.
Yes.
You spent time in France.
Yeah.
You didn't just go out and buy this. There's something about the way that you acquired the house that's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Yes, you won it. You won it.
I
You won
did.
it in a competition.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well done. Congratulations. Take a seat. Thank you. Can we get the numbers added up, please? Can we get the numbers added up? That's so impressive. The numbers added up. Now, please, the last person, just add them up, draw a line, add them up, form a total. Do them in your head, please. Have the person next to you checking your addition. Please do it genuinely in your head. There are calculators, so you can back up, you know, you can check it, you can check your addition. There's already someone in the circle coming through. There's a man in his mid to late 40s, maybe 46, something like that. Your name begins with an A. Andy, Andrew, probably more Andy than Andrew. If you think this might be you, 46, I think, call out. Let me hear you.
Yes.
It's Andy, isn't it? Yeah, let me just find you. Say stop when I get you, please.
Stop.
Capricorn, yes?
Yes.
This is it, and your voice confirms it to me. You had a question in your mind that was kind of a bit of a silly question. You didn't even think necessarily that I'd be able to do it. It was almost a bit of a kind of a test almost.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have got it, because what it is such a silly question that the image is really strong, which means that I'm going to get it quickly, which is why it's come through so quickly. You want to know whether or not you should shave your scrotum, Andy?
Yes.
If you think these sort of things, I'm going to get them really quickly. The answer to your question, quite simply, is yes. And quickly, it's getting unhygienic. Firstly, there's a woman in the box. Up to this side, I think it's coming from this side, a lady in one of the boxes, in her early 20s, 22. Your name might be Laura or Lara, something like that. And it's something with a car. I think you've got a car. It's quite a man sort of thing in your mind, but it's a car. I think it's a car or a gimmick, a gadget of some sort. Say yes if you think this is you. Yes, great. Oh, it's up there. It's up that side, the other side. Can we get a microphone up in the box? When you get it, please say yes so I can hear you. So there's another lady up in the circle coming through, 46 or something. I think something like that. Might be Claire. Can you call out if you think this might be you in the circle? Yes. Yes. Can we get a microphone? Please stand up so the ushers can see you. Can we get a microphone to you?
Yes.
Oh, Laura, you got a microphone now?
Yes.
It is Laura, isn't it?
Yes.
Just say stop when I reach you, please.
Stop.
Aquarius.
Yes.
Born on a Saturday as well, but you didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
And you've got something in your mind. I think it is a car of some sort. There's a car in your mind, yes?
Yes.
Okay, just focus on what it is for me, please. Let me just find Claire. Claire, please say stop when I get you.
Stop.
Gemini.
Yes, absolutely.
Another Saturday, did you know?
Yes, I did.
Please focus on this face. Something you've had in your mind. This is more ethereal. This won't be a car. I think this will be a dream. There's something with a dream. You've had a dream in your mind, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, focus on what this is. There's a man in the dream, yes?
Yes.
Just focus on who this man is, please. Somebody you dreamt... sorry, are you thinking about whether or not you should dye your hair at the moment?
Yes.
Yes. Could you put that out of your head, please? Just keep focusing on this... keep focusing on this dream. Keep focusing on this dream. It's a man in the dream. You dreamt, Claire, that you were married to this man, I think, yes?
Yes.
I could sort of see him dark, shortish, not a classic... over here, your favourite car, Claire, it would be an Aston Martin.
Yes.
And it would be a DB9.
Yes.
And you dreamt you were married to Alan Titchmarsh.
I did.
Yes, thank you both very much. Take a seat, go. Both of you take a seat. Someone over this side. Someone over this side. There's a woman who she thought maybe I mentioned her then because it just popped up, but not Kerry, Kelly. Yes, can we get a microphone, please, to that lady? Please stand up so they can see you. Get a microphone. When you get it, say yes, please. Can I get some water? On stage, please.
Hello.
Okay, you've got it. You've got the microphone. Say yes when I stop you, please. Simply say stop when I get you.
Stop.
Cancer.
Yes.
Sorry, I just should point out that's your star sign, yes?
Yes.
Okay, can I get some water, please, on stage? There was something... something in your mind you do for a living. Something you do for a living. Bookshop.
Yes.
You run a bookshop.
Yes.
You run your own bookshop. Have you had something about security in mind at the moment? This is not actually with the shop, this is at home, though. Something with security at the moment in your mind?
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
you
of.
have. You need to be thinking about this. Let me come back to it, but there's something... you at home now, I'm seeing your home, there's a cat running around, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah? There's a cat, the name of the cat, you know the name of the cat? It's Black. Is it Black? It's Black, isn't it? But there's something, the name is, it's a bit of a mixture of different things, but begins with a B, yes? It's not Black, but it's something like Black in the name, yes? The name of your cat, Blakey, yes?
Yes, that's just weird,
Can I get some water, please? You need to, whether or not, you're also thinking in your mind whether or not you're going to have any kids is going through your mind, yes?
Oh, crap,
yes?
yeah.
I just need you to keep focused on this for a second, though. There's
That's
something
really
you need,
weird.
there's security in your house, there's something you've been thinking about is security. You need to know, you lost your father recently, didn't you?
Yeah, very recently.
This is the front, this is your front door and 2 windows. You need to look at this front door and a couple of windows. It's like your front door, but not your front door, so it might be a flat door or something like that. You need to look at this. You've been thinking about it, but it's just, And that is how they'd finish their acts. And that's how I'm finishing mine. Thank you, and good night. Thank you. Oh, the box! Oh, we need to get the box down. Stop the music, please. Back on your seats, please. Stay on your seats. Stay on your seats. Need to get the music down. Oh, we need to get the box down. Stop the music. Thank you. Thank you. Need to get the... We need to get the box down. I need somebody to help me with the box. Now, it is the end of the show, so not just anybody. I will take the most psychic member of the audience. Not that you believe in it. I don't believe in it either, but you've had a couple of hours to become quite responsive to what I'm doing up here. So, I'll write a number between 1 and 100. Whoever gets closest to it, I'd like you to come down here. So, between 1 and 100. I'll do it behind my back so you guys can't see up there. Okay. Excuse my handwriting, it's clear enough though. Okay, so please listen to the numbers that people say, and if it's, make sure the number you say is nowhere close to a number that somebody else has said. But up there in the box, the chap there, could you give me a number between 1 and 100, please? Go on. 8. Thank you very much. No numbers anywhere near 8, please. Let's go, lady there on the end, between 1 and 100, yep. 20. Thank you very much. Let's go right up at the top, so just on that side of the stairs. Call out, please. Back row, gone. 99, thank you very much. Actually, do you know what? You were pretty close down here. What did you say? 20. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle, would you get yourself up here? Danielle is our psychic, a member of the audience. Up you come, Danielle. Oops. Thank you, Danielle. Get yourself up here. Now, you didn't get it. Up you come for me. You didn't get it spot on. You didn't get it spot on. Just come over here for me. One more time in case I didn't hear. The number was?
20.
20, and if you open that up for us, you'll see you didn't get it spot on, but you were very close.
23.
Again, sorry?
23.
23. Off by 3. Not bad. I think that counts as genuinely psychic. Round of applause for Psychic Danielle. Psychic Danielle, ladies and gentlemen. How does it feel to be genuinely psychic?
Clever.
It's exciting, isn't it? Clever, thank you. If you take that for me, just take a step this way. I need you to give me a hand with this. Can we get the box down, please? Can we get the box down? Thank you. A bit more. Keep it coming. Thank you very much. This was guarded in the interval by Amanda, who was watching it with her friends. Amanda, are you happy that please, up. Nobody went anywhere near this during the interval, Amanda? Well, you and your friends were watching it, yes? Yes. Are you happy no one went anywhere near it? Yes. Okay, thank you. Now, let me give this to you. I need you to take this for me inside. It's a rolled up sheet of paper. Please don't unravel it. Just take it out and hang on to it, please. Thank you, Amanda and friends there. Thank you for guarding it. Now, let me explain what this is. Ever since I knew I was going to do the Oracle Act, and it took people 15, 20 years to learn that, I had 3 years to do it, I've been testing myself. And the way that I test myself is, now that I'm in a theatre, is I sit right the chap there with the T-shirt right there. I sat there about an hour before you came in with this big unravelled sheet of paper. And I kind of zone out a bit. I go into a slightly odd state, so I can't, to be honest, I can't remember everything that I wrote, but I start to free associate. And I write down things that I think will happen during the show that's about to happen that night. In other words, the show that you've just seen. And I write them down. When I'm done, I roll them up. I put them in a spaghetti jar. You don't need to know that. And it gets put in that box. And it was there, hanging, as you came in front of the curtains, hanging there at the very start of the show. And then it's hoisted up, and it hangs there locked in front of the curtains for the entire duration of the show, in full view of all of you. There are 1,000 of you here. There's always one person keeping their eye on that box, and Amanda guarding it in the interval as well. So, now that that's out in the open, Danielle, your job is to make sure it isn't going to get tampered with now that it's out in the open. If you open it up a little bit, you'll see it says this way up. Can you see that? Just a little bit? Just there. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
So, you're going to hold it round here for me. You'll hold on to the end. I'll do the unravelling, so I'll take the rolled up. If you come over here for me. And at some point, Danielle, I will ask you to join me up this end, at which point somebody will just take this from you in the wings, and you can come and join me up the other end. Keep hold of it. Thank you. Okay. So...